Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, welcome back to the most dynamic podcast in the Muslim entrepreneurial space. That's right. This is that podcast where we speak to the 7 to 9 figure Muslim entrepreneurs, investors, and senior corporate executives. And the thesis of the podcast is take your money out of those non-Muslim economies and bring that money over here. Invest in the lands and the companies and the businesses and the commodities of your fellow brethren, the brothers upon Islam, mashallah, tabarakallah. Guys, today we have a very interesting discussion, but before we go into that, I want to just introduce my panel to you. We have none other than the king of construction, Allah Barik.
Thank you.
The essence of real estate development. This is where it all comes down to. This is where the money's made. Mr. Mohamed Souk, how you doing, Sheikh?
I'm good, how are you?
Good to see you, bro.
Assalamu alaikum.
Barakallah feek. And we have the tech tycoon, none other than Mr. Wadah. How you doing, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah.
How your
Assalamu
two-
alaikum, Sheikh.
How are your two startups? Wa alaikum salam.
Alhamdulillah, busy in a
Killing
good
it.
way. Alhamdulillah.
I love
we're
it.
trying.
I love it.
We're
Startups
hunting.
on
We're
the
hunting.
way.
Yeah, inshallah.
A few more startups on the way.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're talking about the Wasal?
Of course.
We're going to
of course.
talk about that today.
Let's
Sure.
go.
We're going to start taking, we're going to get people on the waiting list from today.
Bi'idhnillah.
What's Wasal? You'll find out, inshallah. And we have the Mughal of real estate. How you doing, the big man?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How are
Alaikum
you?
salam. Masha, how's things?
Good, Sheikh.
Things are good?
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah,
Very good,
tabarakallah.
alhamdulillah.
The Dubai Island thing, is it ready?
It's getting ready.
Is it getting ready? So we
Some-
can't talk about it yet.
Inshallah.
Oh, we can't talk about it just yet. People are dying right now. They want to know Dubai Island. What's the
subhanallah,
opportunity?
Sheikh.
Anyway, Sheikh, look, today we're going to have a very interesting conversation. There's a lot of things to talk about. Number one, I want to have a conversation around this new podcast that came out with Piers Morgan and Tucker Carlson. It's very interesting because they talked about the decline of the UK and it's connected to the UK's economic situation, right? So we're going to talk about that in contrast with where we're at right now. We're going to have a very interesting conversation in that regard. There's a social media app in the Muslim world, right? Is it good? Is it bad? We can discuss it. It happens to have 40,000 downloads in Bangladesh, of all places, Allah Barik. And the founder is Pakistani living in the UK.
MashaAllah.
So, interesting conversation around that, some Islamic implications and other stuff. We'll have that conversation. Blockchain meets property, how Dubai is rewriting real estate. This is a big
I
discussion.
wish we had a crypto guy here so we can grill him a little bit.
Don't worry, man. They're going to have your... We're arranging a debate. We're actually arranging a big debate on this channel.
Some crypto boys need to be grilled.
MashaAllah, we're going to talk about that, bi'idhnillah. We're going to talk about Sonder, right, which was a massive property management company,
Yeah.
right? That's how
Hospitality management.
Hospitality management company that's just gone bankrupt after being worth 3 billion. And now it's worth 0.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man.
Wow.
We're going to talk about how Saudi Arabia has got its first quantum computer. And what on earth does that mean for a guy who's not a geek like me? We're going to talk about how Pakistan's army chief has just now become the most powerful man in the country. And what does that mean for business in Pakistan? And Forbes Middle East has released an article with the top 100 CEOs in 2025 in the Middle East. And there's some interesting patterns that I've observed that I want to discuss with you guys, inshallah ta'ala. We're also going to talk about de-risking as entrepreneurs. What happens when you put all your eggs in one basket? Because currently, recently, our ads just got shut down in Meta, and that created a bit of a hoo-ha. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And then Sam's going to talk to us a bit about CMOs, man, what they can learn about Gen Z.
All of us, not only CMOs. Inshallah.
All of us, for sure.
But I want to start the conversation around addressing an elephant in the room. Okay, and it's a big elephant. It's a big hairy elephant, right? So there was a video that was released by Sheikh Mohamed Tim Humble on the Freshly Grounded podcast, where it kind of seemed, according to what people have said, not what he said, people said that it was basically a refutation on us, on the whole Righteous and Rich project, the cave, the network, this podcast. So I'm going to play the clip to you guys, and then I want to see what you guys' thoughts are. Have you guys seen it?
No, I haven't. No.
Interesting. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
You've seen it.
Having a rich person who is dreaming of being righteous, beautiful. Can you really have a righteous person dreaming of being rich? Like, if it's not getting me nearer to Allah, I don't want it.
What was it that was paining you though?
So what really was hurting me is seeing people who I believe are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala getting sucked into this.
So then the podcast goes on to primarily discuss the concept of not chasing after the dunya and so on and so forth. I just want to mention something. So I went to visit the Sheikh. So everyone online.
Oh, subhanallah.
Yeah.
After the fact, yeah?
After the fact, bro. My thing is now, if someone says something about me or allegedly about me, man's putting it up.
Tough.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I have a very good relationship with Sheikh Tim Humble. He's an honourable man. Well, like, we've done a lot of work in the da'wah in the UK. He's done great work. Phenomenal. I respect him. Like, as in, if he was even talking about me, I'll say, yes, sir. I'll take it. But actually, he said to me in very, very, very clear terms. Because I asked him direct as soon as we sat down. He said, man, I wasn't talking about you. He goes, I was not talking. Because, I mentioned righteous and rich in that way because it's a catchy term. I was doing it.
And also you can see the editing seems a bit techie.
The editing, possibly, but I don't even think it's what happened was is that there's a lot of people online, right? And in these WhatsApp groups, many of them here, abroad, that just take things and they spin on it, right? And I feel like some people try to justify their poor economic circumstance and then try to project it. Like, oh, here's someone who's basically defending our poverty. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is the truth.
The crazy one for me was wealthy brothers were upset at me. And us, they were like, there was actually a brother that was warning someone that was investing in Sam. And when he realized, according to him apparently, that, oh, Sam's not with the righteous and rich guys. Oh, okay, it's fine, you're not like them. But he actually is. He's on the podcast.
So he was fine as long as he's outside of the
So I just want to mention, because I want to clear Sheikh Tim's name here,
No.
right? Jazakallahu khairan. Is that, number one, and he said, I wasn't talking about you at all. He goes, Imran, my nature is that if I have an issue with someone, I'll call them directly. He goes, and my issue wasn't even with people making money. He goes, my issue was, very, very specifically, it was around people who chase dunya for dunya's sake. And they forget the akhirah. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's something that we believe. And he mentioned there's an importance in what? Combining between the evidences. But guys, if you will allow me, please, I have to speak to the concept. So just to make it clear,
Please.
this is not a response to Sheikh Tim.
Pour your heart.
Yeah, this is not a response to Sheikh Tim. Sheikh Tim and me sat and he weren't even talking about us. In fact, he said, Imran, you talk to guys that already have money. And you showed them what to do and how to do with their money.
Exactly.
I wasn't even talking to you. And I said to the Sheikh, he said to me, Imran, you should have made a clarification. I said, Sheikh, I don't want to create fitna. So I wasn't going to come and make a video. So now I'm so happy that I can actually speak, because now I'm not speaking to the Sheikh. I'm speaking to the guys.
No.
Many of them have got money who completely misunderstood the notion. So please, if you allow me, bro, give me about 5 minutes.
Please, Sheikh, please.
This one, I need to drive this point home. So first and foremost, sorry to interrupt, but just very quickly, if the kind of stuff that we discuss in this podcast, I'm talking about the tax strategies, the deal structures, the real conversations about building wealth the right way, if this is the kind of stuff that you want to be a part of, then this is nothing. We have an entire private network for high net worth and ultra high net worth Muslims. It's called The Cave. I'm talking about founders who've exited for 8 figures, 9 figures. I'm talking about fund managers with unicorns inside of their portfolio. Operators who've built billion-dollar companies without a single penny of riba. So what you hear on this podcast, that's just the surface. Inside The Cave, you get the conversations that don't get recorded, the introductions that don't happen anywhere else, a dedicated concierge who finds the exact advisor, tax advisor, lawyer, operator, or even Sheikh scholar who specializes in Islamic finance that you need within 24 hours, inshallah ta'ala. So if this is of interest to you, you can apply, inshallah ta'ala. You can only get in through application or invitation. And most of the applications, they are declined. And the reason for that is because we realize that an effective network is not built based on who's in it, but actually who's not in it. So we really try to protect the integrity and the quality and the standard of those that are inside. So if you feel like you belong, you're a high net worth, ultra high net worth Muslim operator, inshallah ta'ala, and you want to be a part of something like this, then you can apply now at the link below in the description, inshallah ta'ala. And hopefully we see you on the other side. With that said, let's get back into the podcast. Ibn Abdul Barr, great scholar, right? There's like 4 or 5 books in Islamic jurisprudence, fiqh ta'ala, known. One of them is his book. Great scholar of hadith, right? On the sunnah. I just want to read a statement from him. He said, المال المذموم عند أهل العلم هو المطلوب من غير وجه والمأخوذ من غير حله. He said, the wealth that is bad in our religion is one that's acquired to haram. Are we acquiring money for haram? Are we brothers inside of our 7 to 9 figure network acquiring money through haram?
No.
Are we telling people to acquire money? In fact, what we did,
Actually,
trying to facilitate the halal version. Do you know what I'm saying? People come to us because they're like, yo, my thing's haram. Can you help me make it halal? Do you know what I'm saying? وَالْآثَالَ الْوَارِدَ بِذَمِّ الْمَالِ. And he goes, and the narrations that have been narrated that show that wealth is bad, they should all be understood in this way. For example, there's a narration where Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu says that when people start making a lot of money, Allah punishes them. He's saying, yeah, he's talking about people who make money for haram.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The means.
The means. Do you know what I'm saying? And فوجه ذلك كله عند أهل العلم والفهم في المال المكتسب من الوجوه التي حرمها الله ولم يبيحها. He goes, all of these narrations that talk about money being bad, we're only talking about money that Allah hasn't made halal. Otherwise, we're not talking about that at all. وفي كل مال من يطع الله جامعه في كسبه وعصى ربه من أجله وبسببه واستعان به على معصية الله وغضبه ولم يؤدي حق الله وفرائضه فيه ومنه فذلك هو المال المذموم والكسب المشؤوم. He said the money that's earned through haram, the one that you don't pay zakat on, so on and so forth, the one that you use to disobey Allah Azza wa Jal, this, that, haram. He goes, that is the wealth that is bad. Then he says, hear the part now. وَأَمَّا إِذَا كَانَ الْمَالِ But if the wealth مُكْتَسَبًا is earned من وجه ما أباح الله, it's earned through a way that Allah has made halal. وَتَأَدَّتْ مِنْهُ حُقُوقُ And you give the rights of that wealth, i.e. the zakat. وَتَقَرَّبَ فيه إليه بالأنفاق and you get closer to Allah by giving في سبيله in his path ومرضاته for his pleasure فذلك المال محمود. That is a wealth that is praiseworthy. ممدوح كاسبه ومنفقه. Even the guy who earns it and gives it, we praise him as well. And look what he said. Are you ready? لا خلاف بين العلماء في ذلك. There is no difference of opinion amongst the scholars of Islam on this matter. وَلَا يُخَالِفُ فِيهِ إِلَّا مَنْ And no one opposes this and disagrees with this إِلَّا مَنْ جَهِلَ أَمْرَ اللَّهِ Except for the one who's an ignorant person over what? The commands of Allah. Jahil. Only the jahala. I didn't call you jahil, by the way. I'm not saying you're jahil. This is Ibn Abdul Bar. Sorry. And then what do you say? وَقَدْ أَثْنَى اللَّهُ تَعَالَى Allah praised على إنفاق المال في غير آية من كتابه. In several ayat in the Quran, Allah praised the one who gives. ومحال أن ينفق ما لا يكتسب. And it's impossible to give that which you do not earn. So what he's trying to say is, if Allah is praising the one who gives, well, how does he give? By earning. So then that praise extends to the one what?
Receiving.
Who earns it in the first. How do you earn money? Entrepreneurship. Investment. You can earn a job too. I'm not hating. You do your thing. But don't hate on us. You understand? And then he brings ayat where Allah says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. They will not acquire piety until they give from what they have spent. And then he goes on. He brings statements from Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala as well, the author. I just want to mention a few athar. Statements of Sahaba. Well, the Salaf. So Mohamed ibn Sirin, great Imam. You know what he said? He said, إذا أتاه رجل من العرب, if an Arab man would come to him, قال له ما لك لا تتجر. I'm going to cry. Look what he said. He said what?
What did he say?
ما لك لا تتجر. He goes,
لا تأتجر.
لا تتجر. Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong with you that you don't trade? You don't do business. What's wrong with you? He said, كان أبو بكر رضي الله عنه تاجر قريش. Abu Bakr was the businessman, the merchant of Quraysh, the entrepreneur of Quraysh, radiyallahu anhu. He said, وعن عمر بن الخطاب, بعد the second Khalifa now. He said, قال ما خلق الله عز وجل ميتة. He said, Allah Azza wa Jal didn't create a death. أموتها بعد القتل في سبيل الله عز وجل أحب إلي من أن أموت بين شعبتي الرحل. أضرب في الأرض أبتغي من فضل الله عز وجل. He said, Allah Azza wa Jal didn't make a death that's more beloved to me after the death of dying for Allah's sake than dying whilst on a journey with my stock selling, seeking Allah's fadl on the earth. Umar said that. And he based on the ayah in Surah Al-Muddathir where Allah Azza wa Jal, he mentions وَآخَرُونَ يَضْرِبُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَبْتَغُونَ مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. And there's a group that's praying all night long. Then there's another group who does what? They can't pray all night long. Everyone should pray a portion of the night.
Yeah, no.
But they can't pray all night long like everyone else. So what do? They're working for the affairs of the people. So their families are provided for and so on and so forth. Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's another group that Allah said they do jihad. Not everyone can, but these guys are businessmen. And there's virtue in that they're seeking wealth in halal. But there's so much here. There's so much. Even there's one I have to share with you. This one. By the way, I haven't even read all this. I just breezed through it. But there's one I have to share with you. This one made me laugh. This one, I was like, you know what? You guys are hiding this from the people. Guys, this is a conspiracy. Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of Umar ibn Khattab. You know what he said? Radiyallahu anhuma. He said, plant, harvest. You know, when you plant a seed, li dunyak, for your dunya. Plant what?
For your dunya.
For your dunya. كأنك تعيش أبدا. As if you're going to live forever. He's saying, work that hard. Work so hard like you're never going to die.
That's legacy.
That's legacy, do you understand? That's like when the Prophet ﷺ said, if you have a seed in your hand and you know the hour is tomorrow, you plant it. But then what did he say? Where's the balance? وَعْمَلْ لِآخِرَةِ. But work for the akhirah. كأنك تموت غدا. As if you're going to die tomorrow. It's the balance. Exactly. When it comes to business, man's going to grind like I'm never going to die. I'm going to create a legacy that's going to outlive me. Elon Musk is doing that. Jeff Bezos doing that. But when it comes to the akhirah, I'm going to work and worship Allah as if I'm going to die tomorrow.
Exactly. That's the part
That's
they
what
miss.
makes sense.
That's the part. You know what I'm saying? That's the balance. Even they mention, bro, some of them mentions some of the Salaf.
Inspiring.
Yes, it mentions some of the Salaf, yeah? Some of the great Imams. These were the ones close to the Sahaba, right? They would work so hard in the dunya, you would think that they have no care for the akhirah. But that same person, when he comes to worshipping Allah, he worships Allah so hard, you think he has no care for the dunya. That's the balance. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I've got a couple more things I need to share with you guys, man. Couple more things, wallahi. Couple more things. That statement, لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ فِتْنَةٍ وَفِتْنَةُ أُمَّتِ الْمَالِ. The hadith that mentions every nation has a fitna, has a trial. And the fitna of my nation is what? Wealth. The same. Ibn Abdul Barr, he knows hadith better than you and me. He said, المال المذموم عند أهل العلم هو المطلوب من غير وجهه والمأخوذ من غير حله. It's talking about the wealth that's haram. The wealth that's haram is the fitna. Do you know what I'm saying? But if Allah give you wealth that's halal, look at this. Sa'id ibn Musayyib. Who's Sa'id ibn Musayyib? He's known as the greatest tabi'i, the greatest man from the students of Sahaba. He said, لا خير في من لا يريد. Crying again. He said, there's no good in the man who doesn't want جمع المال من حله يعطي منه حقه ويصلي به ويصل به رحمه ويكفي به وجهه عن الناس. He said, there's no good in the man who does not want to acquire wealth that's halal, that he gives zakat that he uses that wealth for his family members, and he uses it to protect himself from the people. I don't need your money. He said, there's no good in a man who doesn't even want that. No. Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's another one. Oh, like the same man, Sa'id ibn Musayyib. When he died, he left 2,000 or 3,000 gold coins. A gold coin, do you know how much that is? A gold coin. He left 3,000 of them. And he said, ما تركته إلا لأصون بها ديني وحسبي. He said, I didn't leave this except to protect my deen. This money was to protect my deen. Because how many people go into haram when they don't have money and so on and so forth. And then Sufyan al-Thawri, rahmallah, I'm going to leave with this. Sufyan al-Thawri, the one who's the muhaddith, the one who's known as the zahid, the ascetic, the one who abandoned the dunya and focused on the akhirah. He said, كان المال فيما مضى يكره. He said, in the this is all right. He's saying this 1,300 plus years ago. He said, wealth in the early days, as in we used to say back in the days, like in the time maybe of Sahaba, earning wealth yukra is bad. He said, فَأَمَّا الْيَوْمِ. But as for today, for turs al-mu'min, it's the shield of the believer. It's the shield. Look at the Zionists, bro. They're able to get away with what they're able to get away with because they have
wealth,
money. He said, "Al-malu fi hadha al-zaman silahul mu'min." Wealth in this day is what? Is the weapon of the believer. It's how we protect ourselves. It's how you protect yourself from evil. Do you understand? And I just want to mention that there is a video I'm working on. I'm going to publish it maybe as a little book. And you know what it's called? Let me share it with you guys so you can see. Because I'm telling you there's a conspiracy. I'm telling you guys there is a conspiracy. So I'm going to go to my panel right now. I'm telling you guys there is a conspiracy.
Conspiracy of what, Sheikh?
They want to hide this because they want us to be broke. And I'll tell you why.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that yeah,
That's for sure,
I have my hot take on that. But
Yeah.
that's for later until you're done. Then we can.
I have been compiling 5 hadith they don't want you to know.
Wow.
You know, every time I talk to people about this issue of money and wealth, I'm like, but what about this hadith? And it's always, like,
Yeah, I didn't realize. So,
shall I give you one of them?
yes, for
Tell
sure.
us.
All 5 we want to hear.
The people that are watching want to hear this,
Yes, we're a sponge. We're soaking.
so they can use that argument against the others too.
Exactly.
Okay, listen. I'm not a person that brings you investment opportunities very often. And if I do, I can guarantee you and promise you one thing. It's been looked over and scrutinized at least 3 times over. So there is a brother called Sam Amin. You might have seen him on my podcast. And he, Alam Barik, is helping Muslims become rich through real estate. Now, this is not for people that are trying to go from 0 to 1. We're talking about guys that have savings. People that have at least $100,000 liquid capital ready to be deployed. He has an opportunity for you. It's a project right here in Dubai, 100% riba free, inshallah, 50% returns within 2 years. And there are only a very few bit of allocations left. The land has been purchased, the architectural work has already been done, and very soon they're going to be selling off-plan, inshallah ta'ala. And once the off-plan sales start, the door closes. Just so you know how much of a golden opportunity this is, you are currently able to get in at the land where it's 1,000 dirham per square foot, inshallah ta'ala. They're going to be selling this at 1,700 plus dirham per square foot. Do you understand how big that margin is with Allah's permission, is tawfiq? This type of opportunity, it's not just rare, it may never even ever come round again at this stage. So it would be not smart to miss this opportunity, especially when it's halal. There's no riba involved, inshallah ta'ala. So this is genuinely and truly the final call. And once the door closes, please don't message me and those, I'm talking to those that actually know me personally, sending me messages on WhatsApp saying, please get me in. Once it's done, it's done. So again, if you have $100,000 minimum liquid cash ready to deploy within the next 30 days, only in that situation should you apply at the link below, and you can speak to one of Sam's team members directly on the phone, do all the due diligence, ask all the questions, they'll put you in touch with his investors, inshallah ta'ala, from the past. You can see it's all legit, and then hopefully you can do the deal. With that said, may Allah bless you. Apply at the link below. You guys want to know?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll give you just subtle
Snippets.
One hadith is the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned التاجر الصدوق الأمين, that the tajir, the merchant, the trader, the businessman, the entrepreneur who's truthful and he's trustworthy. He's with the prophets, the truthful ones, and the martyrs on the Day of Judgment. What business? What business does a businessman have with the prophets? If it's not something that you can get close to Allah by. Now, I just want to mention as a matter of fact, that yes, chasing wealth for wealth's sake is bad. Allah says in the Quran, right? تُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمَّعًا. You love wealth. You love to gather. You just want more money, more money.
This is in our nature.
That's not what the believers are on, though. Because what is trade? Even the books of fiqh mention, you have something I need. How do I get it?
We have to exchange. Yeah.
Value for value. Benefit for?
Win-win.
Benefit for?
Each other.
Benefit.
Yeah.
Benefit for?
Benefit. No.
The Messenger ﷺ, he said that the most beneficial, the best believer is the one that's أنفعهم للناس, most beneficial to mankind. I'll be honest with you, after the scholars and the ulama, the great, scholars, people who give knowledge, is there anyone that's more beneficial than a businessman? The people who create these new technologies, these new houses, bro, you're allowing people to earn halal, invest halal, the medicines that you buy, bro, it's business.
No.
The businessmen are arguably from the most beneficial to mankind. Because they're the ones who, of course, there's capitalists that are doing it bad. We don't rate them. You know, we're not talking about those guys that just want to swallow your money and, you know, we're talking about, bro, how am I going to, sorry, this last thing I'll read to you. And you know what's sad here? That this wisdom came from a Christian man, right? There's a book called Magic of Thinking Big. It was one of the earliest, you know, self-development books, right? It's a very good book. Even though it's got some stuff that, you know, is not great. But he's got a section, he says, want to make money? He goes, then get the put service first attitude. Get the put service first attitude. He said it's perfectly natural. In fact, it's highly desirable to want to make money and accumulate wealth. Money is power to give your family and yourself the standard of living they deserve. He sounds like Sufyan al-Thawri here.
He just translated it.
Yeah. He said, money is power to help the unfortunate. Money is one of the means to living life fully. He said, once criticized for urging people to make money, the great minister Russell H. Conwell, author of Acres of Diamonds, said, money printed your... I'm going to translate because I'm going to change some stuff because he mentions Bible and whatnot, right? Money printed your Quran.
So?
Money builds your masajid. Money sends your du'at. And money pays the imams in the masajid and the teachers of Quran and so on. And you would not have any of them either if you did not pay them. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm, by the way, this is nothing. I'm working on like a 2-3 hour video on this topic. I'm going to show both sides. Yeah, both sides. But sorry,
because people have lost the ability to have nuance.
Yeah, that's the issue. Nuance.
No.
I like that word. Nuance.
Everything has
What
nuance.
does nuance mean? Tell them. They lost that word.
That you can't be linear. You can't be focused in, you just have a one-way street. It has to be two. This is what I'll tell you, this is probably for me the number one skill to teach my children.
Okay.
Just to teach them nuance.
I love that.
I'm from Sudan. Yeah, not to get off topic.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening in Sudan. People are saying this person did this nation did this, they paid for this. You have to have nuance. That's the only way you'll be able to survive.
You're right.
Because why? Today, even if somebody from within is doing this and funding this and whatever, what about tomorrow? This is where strategy comes into play. Yeah. Today they might be your so-called enemy. What happens tomorrow when they're benefiting you?
100%.
You look like an idiot.
100%.
You know? Because that's where the emotions come in, and that doesn't help nobody.
You're right.
No legacy, nothing. So teaching people nuance is really high up there.
You know, what's your thoughts on that? Because nuance, like...
I have a lot of thoughts, Sheikh, but I'm going to go first.
I mean,
Mohamed's deep thought.
Yeah, because I was thinking of something that, like lately I've been noticing, which has really been bothering me also, is that you notice that most people right now, and there's this push that even big tech and companies, that you don't need to own anything to be happy. That you could just be happy. You don't need the house. No, it's okay. You can Airbnb it. You don't need a car. No, it's okay. You can rent. But it's this sort of kind of like push that's making people lazy and not work hard enough to actually acquire and be able to own things,
100%.
to have an asset.
Yes.
No, I don't want to rent my house. I want to own my house because I don't want someone knocking on my door one day, kicking me out when I don't have money to pay rent. And if you'll notice, this is one thing I've been noticing with Gen Z a lot, the ones that I've been talking to, at least my niece's age and younger, that they have this sort of free-spirited mindset that they don't need to, acquire or have any sort of ownership. And you notice most business models of big tech right now, the largest real estate company in the world doesn't own any assets.
Which company is this, sorry?
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yeah. It's crazy, and one of the largest real estate owners in the world is a fast food chain, McDonald's.
Yeah, doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you take a step back and think about that and repeat that to yourself again, isn't that crazy?
I'm actually really interested. Why is McDonald's like a real estate company more than it is a fast food company?
Realize that this is the true wealth. It's owning assets and being able to have that as your base of anything of the whole company is based. Their whole business model is based on owning the asset itself that they're sitting on.
The store.
The store, exactly.
So they make more money from the store than the...
Man, if you look at their balance sheet, they are one of the top in the world in terms of real estate.
So,
that's actually crazy.
it doesn't even matter. The burger's getting flipped. They don't care.
They don't give a crap about your burger.
That's the
they
franchisee.
don't care about your
because they get rent.
Yeah, that's the franchisee anyway.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the franchise.
That's his
Exactly.
liability.
Oh, so McDonald's makes money from rent.
Of course.
Of course.
It's a property
And
management
appreciation.
company.
And
Of
appreciation
course.
of the asset.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, in my mind, and I'm like, did you? Like,
and they have
this
real
is
estate in the
crazy.
most prime locations
There you go.
in the world.
So this is how they changed their business
Crazy.
model. So it's like they offset, like my brother said, all of the things that don't matter onto the franchisee, which is the food and whatever poison they're putting in your mouth.
Oh, crazy!
And they're sitting on the real asset, which is real estate.
That's crazy.
And that's how the business model been, since the 80s or 70s, I think, or more. And they've just, that's how they compound their wealth. So this is my opinion, is that there's this dangerous push towards making the younger generation lazy and not work hard enough to own real assets that they could fall back on. Because to be honest, true wealth lies, and call me whatever you want to call me, a real estate hardcore enthusiast, but this is the reality. Owning tangible assets, whatever that the definition of tangible may be, but this is the way to acquire wealth. And to acquire that kind of wealth, you have to work hard. And you really have to go after mal for the sake of at least owning that asset to secure the stability of your family first, and provide for the community by obviously owning and developing more estate. But I don't know why people don't realize this nowadays.
You know, there's a statement I read. One of the Salaf would say, I forgot who it was. I think it was Ayyub al-Sakhtiyani, one of the great Imams. He said that if I knew my family was in need of an onion,
yeah,
I wouldn't sit with you guys. I'll go to work. There's brothers out there, their families are in need of what? Bills being paid. And they're still what? Hanging around. My thing is, okay, cool. Alhamdulillah, my family's bills paid. Your family's bills are paid, right? Yeah. But the way I see it is that when I'm working to do something for the ummah, so the ummah doesn't need onions. Ummah's in need of assets. The ummah's in need of what? As Sufyan al-Thawri said, this is turs, this is a shield. The reason I'm not sitting with you and having these low-level, low-leverage conversations, because the ummah's in need of what?
A shield.
Of a shield.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We're working for the ummah's shield.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. So, what do you think, Sheikh? What's your thoughts here?
On the whole thing, Sheikh?
Yeah, just go for it. Let
so-
your heart speak.
Yeah, so basically, there's a lot of thoughts, Sheikh. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding of people. And I think the misunderstanding stems from not actually hanging out and not talking to the brothers that they have misunderstanding with, and making perception from seeing videos, from seeing shorts. So there's a lot of misconceptions. Sheikh. So, for example, for myself, like this network, I'm not necessarily part of this network to make more money. How much more we can make? Like add another zero, add 2 zeros, add 3 zeros. How much can we make? At one point in life, you get to a situation where it is, I don't want to lose any more money by making costly mistakes. And sometimes, Sheikh, just to consult in the field that we're in, like, what should I do? You have to pay hundreds of thousands just to get the right answer. Like, I hired a consultant for another purpose, paying him 30,000 USD for 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's doing something between US and here, right?
How many hours?
20 hours.
Oh, wow.
20 to 25.
That's that's like 1.5 1.5K an hour?
Yeah, an hour, yeah.
Yes.
How long?
But the point being, Sheikh, the same on another line, like we're launching our DIFC fund, right? And when launching the DIFC fund, we went through interviewing 7 fund administrators, like the guys that are going to do our KYC onboarding for our global clients and everything, right? All of them, I was not happy with the fact that they don't have proper like bank-like technology. I wanted a fund administrator, like, you know, on Weo Bank, you go, it scans your face. The KYC is so like super fast and super like next level, right? Next gen stuff. All of them were still old school, but they're great at what they do in terms of real estate fund administration and whatnot. And my consultant for that was like, these are the 7 best options in DIFC. We have to just go with one. And I was not fully happy with that portion. I was like, yeah, what can we do? The clients will have a bad experience. Like they'll email passports and those guys will say, oh, it's not scanned right. They'll email, like, imagine you're onboarding 100 clients, 500 clients. It's going to be an issue, right? I made a call to Wael. How do I know Wael? Through this network. And I said, brother.
Who is it, by the way?
Huh? You tell it. So he's, mashallah, a venture capitalist, manages $180 million in a VC fund right now.
It's actually more than that now. Their third round was
It keeps increasing every time we
Allahumma
speak. Allahumma barik. So I just like casually called him. I still remember I was going to the Majan plot with someone, and I like, let me call Brother Weil. It's like, brother, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going with one of these funds. What's your take? And he just laughed. It's like, bro, they're all great, but man, they're going to be a headache when it comes to KYC and onboarding, because the process is going to be, you're just going to pull your hair. Go talk to this company. He gave the name. I'm not going to promote them in this podcast. They gave a name. He gave you a name. I asked my consultant, how come you don't know? It's like, man, bro, this seems like a new player in Dubai, but let's call them.
And that consultant needs to join the network.
Yes, I called them, and literally, Sheikh, the technology they have just moved from London and opened up here in Dubai. Not moved, expanded. So that's why not a lot of people in Dubai know them. But the technology they're bringing is a game changer when it comes to KYC. And their cost is half right now because they want to get market share in Dubai.
Out of curiosity, can you share how much you were paying that consultant?
That consultant, I'm paying 30,000 dirham a month. So
yes, just join the cave, guy.
Yes. So and the point is, Sheikh, the mistake I would have made, because if I went with one of the other fund administrators, it would have been a year contract minimum. And then I would be like, man, and there was there's no way to, and one phone call, and that phone call, and that's how I want to land that point. That phone call, do you know which phone call it reminded me of?
Which one?
There's a story, Howard Schultz, the Starbucks guy, the Zionist guy, right? He was in trouble. He was like almost going bankrupt early in his career. I forgot the exact thing. Then he went to Bill Gates. It was just like friends,
Apparently.
Yeah. Imagine a guy going bankrupt is friends with Bill Gates, right? Okay, we're going to leave it there. So he just tells Bill Gates, this is the problem I'm in. Bill Gates makes a call to that guy who Howard Schultz owes money to. And the guy's like, okay. I didn't know he's your friend. So who's going to make this call from Mohamed and Sam and Wadah and Imran? Do you understand, Sheikh, the problem? So these people, with all due respect, right, the brothers, they're not facing these type of problems. So when you're in a bubble and you're not facing these type of problems and you have no worry of solving these type of problems, you just don't know, right? I still don't know what car Brother Weil drives. I have no idea. I have no idea where he lives. Does he live in a mansion? I have no idea. I don't think Mohammed knows which car I drive. I don't know. I don't care who drives what.
True. I don't even know what you drive.
Yeah. So the perception is, these guys, to join the club, you just gotta be, pulling up on your little yacht, say hello to my little friend, whatever the Scarface, right? So it's not like that. When you come in, that's like the perception. And that last thing I'll mention, Sheikh, my motivation had been for a long time. How Prophet ﷺ said about Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, that no wealth has benefited me like the wealth of Abu Bakr. I'm paraphrasing, right?
No, that's actually what
that's what exactly it is. Now, of course, he's the last prophet, the last messenger, right? But who are his inheritors? The scholars, right?
That's correct.
I want, at least in my lifetime, a scholar who's on Quran and Sunnah, who's a leader scholar, to say no wealth has benefited me like the wealth of Sam.
Allahu Akbar.
And this is my goal, Sheikh.
That's actually beautiful, man.
Yeah, seriously, this is my goal.
MashaAllah.
And so to avoid these pitfalls, the penalties, and to avoid the haram are my two primary goals to be in this network. But I'm making tons more money. I'm making tons more halal, tons more contacts. But my primary goal is to avoid making any costly mistakes, because alhamdulillah, we have done well for ourselves. Now, if I can avoid just making costly mistakes, inshallah, I'll be good. If I can avoid the haram, I should be good, inshallah.
I just want to point out here, before we move on to the next topic, because I don't want to say it for too long, but you just hit on something so powerful. To be able to go to a leader from amongst the scholars and to be able to have him say, no one's wealth benefited me like your wealth, is an act of worship that should be aspired for. Like, people are going to live and die and they're not going to be able to achieve that. That was an act of worship. That was an act of ibadah that Abu Bakr fulfilled. That he went to the leader of his time, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and benefited him with his wealth more than anyone else. How many more people can say that? You can't do that act of worship without wealth. You cannot even say that without wealth. You can't say that. That's why there's some of the Sahaba who were poor and they were great Sahaba, But they said, Ya Rasulullah, all the rich ones have taken all the reward. And they said, ذهب أهل الدثور بالأجور. All of the wealthy companions, Ya Rasulullah, they've taken all the reward. And the Prophet said in the end, ذلك فضل الله. يؤتيه من يشاء. That's the virtue of Allah. He gives it to whomsoever He wills. Now, those rich companions were doing what the poor one was doing, and then they were giving charity on top. Because I'm not saying giving charity is the greatest act. Salah is bigger than that. But what do you do when he's praying Salah, and on top of that, he's giving his wealth away? So what I'm trying to get at here is that the brothers inside of our network, alhamdulillah, there's not a single guy, at least from the ones in the UAE, who are inside of the network, and it's global, so I can't speak for everyone, who owns a supercar. I don't know. And it wouldn't be wrong if they did. There's not one. There's only one brother from the brothers I know that has a luxury watch. He has an AP. There's not only one. There's another one who sells, but he's not like officially in the network. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It wouldn't be wrong if he had one either. But that's not what it is. Sam, hopefully you don't mind me saying that. The guy makes 6 figures from passive income every single month. Allah barik. Right? That's passive. I'm saying, why is this guy still working hard? He doesn't need to work hard for dunya reasons. Because if it was the case, where's your Ferrari? Where's your watch? It's not there. That's not what man's working for. The brothers are working for something greater, working for impact, working to create things that inshallah will be beneficial. And if it doesn't relate to you, bro, just don't watch the podcast. This is not for you. We're not talking to you. For the record, I'm not selling no course. There's no course. I don't talk to people that are not making at least 7 figures. That's not have arrogance. It's just that, bro, scholars said this. They said, طعم الكبار سم الصغار. They said the food that you give to the grown-ups is poison for the baby. You know what I'm saying? So we're solving for different problems. Anyway, I hope, because I don't want to chat to you on the day of judgment. It's going to be messy. I hope every single one of you who either spread these doubts or these lies or this slander or listened to it and didn't clarify it, goes back and clarifies it. Because I don't want to have the conversation on Judgment Day. I forgive you anyway. I've got enough sins. I forgive you anyway. But for your own self, for your own integrity, go back and correct. Because it's easy to spread slander. Go back to every person you spoke to. Every person you shed. Even if you did a little reaction inside of a WhatsApp group. Go back, man. Fear Allah, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the Sheikh wasn't even talking about us. He wasn't even talking about us. Anyways, with that said, let's move on. That's a good one.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, it's a mic drop. No, I've been quiet on this one. I've been just,
Yeah, it's been boiling in your heart, I can tell.
This issue, I've been studying the nuances on this issue for 2 years, man. I'm sitting on dalil on this.
It's becoming almost a taboo to even, it's a bit too much.
It's a mushkila, man. Anyway, guys, what should we go to next, man? What do you want to talk about next?
Bunch of stuff.
Huh?
Got a bunch of stuff.
Let's go to the blockchain meets property. Tell me if you can relate. So you go to pray salah while you're at work, but you're rushing because your boss has put a timer on your worship. People are saying things about Islam. Maybe they're even talking in pro-Zionist terms, but you have to keep quiet to protect your job. If that sounds like something that you relate to, then don't worry. I'm not saying you're a bad person. It's just that you're in a bad system. Many of us find ourselves stuck in the rat race. We want to escape so we can be free, but at the same time, you need this work, otherwise you're going to be in a very bad place. So for that reason, I want to share with you an opportunity that I've come across from a brother who's helped so many people like yourselves break out of this rat race. The brother's name is Abu Lahya. He's got a very simple program. He helps people like yourself connect business owners to influencers, strike a deal and pocket the difference. Super simple, right? And guess what? Also super effective, Allahumma barik. But it's not easy. It requires a lot of hard work. His students have already made $3 million plus in combined income, mashallah, tabarakallah. And in the next year, they're projected to do $10 million. We've sent people from this very channel to go and join his mentorship, and their lives have completely changed. Most will make their first sale, inshallah ta'ala, within 90 days, and 96% of his students make money if they follow the roadmap that he lays out for them. These are real people. We're talking about fathers who are struggling to spend time with their children. We're talking about students who are struggling to get married. We're talking about slaves of Allah who wanted to worship Allah and didn't want to worship a paycheck. We're talking about brothers that were one bill away from breaking. Now, the best part about this is that you don't actually have to leave your job. You can do this on the side until you make enough money, until that security is there with Allah's permission to actually make that change and become financially independent. Look, from this program, you're not going to become a millionaire, but what you are going to become, inshallah, is free. So in summary, if you're tired of rushing your salah because your boss doesn't like you taking long breaks, and you want to make good, healthy, decent, and consistent income, inshallah ta'ala, then you should definitely apply for Abu Lahya's mentorship at the link below, inshallah ta'ala. It's not easy to get into. They're super picky about who they let in. It requires hard work, but it works. It genuinely works. With that said, you can apply at the link below. How is Dubai?
Oof.
Go on, Sheikh. This is your mate
This is
Dan.
all you.
This is your mate Dan. So explain this to me, man. What's the whole tokenization behind real estate? So this article came out. Dubai leads the charge, how blockchain tokenization is transforming real estate investment. Firstly, just explain what on earth that is for people who might not understand. Like, what is tokenization of real estate? How is it beneficial? Why are you so bullish on it?
Why? I mean, I can answer a lot, but I want to first check with my brother Sam. If you'd like to start, I would add to it.
No, please, you go ahead, bro. You bring all the points home.
Why am I so bullish on it? Because it's the next big thing. As real estate is by far the biggest and best asset class that we know.
Yep.
Right? So what happens when you take the biggest asset class and convert it into tokens, or let's convert it into units that are affordable to anyone and everyone? When was that ever available in human history?
So in essence, what you're saying is it's affordable now.
It's just, it reduces the barrier from entry from here all the way down to here.
So give me numbers. What are you talking
So basically now you could literally buy one token in an apartment, for example, that could be equivalent to 1%. It's like me telling you, in other words, you can buy 1% of that apartment. Before, you had to like invest in a real estate fund and this, or you invest in the stock in a company that's a real estate company in the stock market. No, now you have direct ownership in that unit, in that asset that you pick, that you choose, and there's a percentage of it that's your own.
So if there's an apartment that's 100,000 and you want to invest in it and you don't have 100 G's, you can, for example, buy 10 tokens at 10,000.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So I have a few questions, right?
Sure.
So what type of person would be tokenizing their development project? Because I can't really see big developers doing this because they're usually very liquid, right? This should be more so like developers that are in need of funding. Usually, isn't that more risky? Because it shows that they're not really big players in the game.
It's honestly for anyone. It could be for it could be for big developers, it could be for secondary buyers, it could be for anyone, because you never really know which company or which individual is having liquidity issues. Sometimes you don't want to, for example, you have a really big crazy apartment, for example, that's worth I don't know, a penthouse that's worth 50 million. You don't want to sell all of it. Be like, okay, I'll sell 20% of my token. I tokenize it, I sell 20% of it. You couldn't do that before.
Ah, I see what you mean.
By the way, the number 2 developer in the UAE has done this.
Who's the number 2 developer?
Damak.
Damak has
Oh,
done
they've
that.
actually done this?
Yeah, they've tokenized.
They have a company or
Pripco.
Yeah, Pripco.
This is so interesting. So you can sell like 20% of your
Yes.
of your apartment. What's your thoughts on this, bro?
So basically, Shaykh, exactly what Brother Mohamed said. So the asset is still the same. The access to asset, because the biggest criticism of real estate is what? It's not liquid.
There you go.
It's illiquid. That's the biggest criticism as an asset class.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It doesn't move. You know, it's not portable. It doesn't move.
So
it's
now you
heavy.
can quickly just get 5% liquidity on
There
it
you go.
Yes. Now
instead of remortgaging.
Yes, and also another criticism is it's only for rich men. It's a rich man's playground, right? Because to get in a property, and we're saying Sharia compliant, don't get mortgaged. Then to get in a property, what in Dubai, bro, anything decent is like 100,000 USD. Like probably more for a studio now, right? So in order to get, not everybody has that money. So basically, it's not changing the asset itself. Asset itself is still real estate. So you still do your due diligence the way you do for any real estate deals. You look at the building, you look at the asset class, you look at the operator, all that. But your access, how do you get access to that building is changing. Okay. So now it's tokenized. It's fractional shares stored in blockchain. So it's smart contract basically.
Yep.
Right.
So the game is the same. The players are different.
Okay, so I just want to understand. So is this at the development stage, or is this for like
Could be at any stage.
property management?
Could be at any stage. Could be at any stage. But for example, so there are different ways to get liquidity, right?
Okay.
One is, for example, we can issue sukuk.
Yeah.
Right. Inshallah, one day for our developments, let's say we issue sukuk, right? But that's more heavy.
What is sukuk?
Sukuk is it's an instrument. It's like bond, but it's not bond. And it has to be...
Because bond is a loan, isn't it?
Bond is a loan.
Yeah.
Sukuk has to be backed by an asset.
Okay.
So basically rental, yield generating,
Okay.
but it has to be large. So for
So
example...
sukuk, is it always backed on real estate?
Yeah, sukuk has to be backed by an asset.
Any asset?
Yes, otherwise it's not a sukuk. Bond is, it could be thin air.
Okay.
Yeah, but sukuk has to be backed by an
A
asset.
real asset.
Yeah, a real asset. Now, sukuk is more ideal. Let's say we want to do a master community. Let's say 4 of us want to launch a master community in the border of Abu Dhabi. Let's say we want to buy maybe there is a land we're talking about, 1 million square foot land. We want to do a master community.
Sounds
okay,
like
so now we want to launch that project, then probably tokenizing would not be ideal. Okay, you do sukuk, right? Second stage
Why
is...
not? Why not?
Because there is no cash flow coming in. Where you're telling people, okay, invest now and then later you're going to get it, right?
Okay.
Tokenizing, exact example, Brother Mohamed, let's say we have a building, right? Or we just finished constructing a building. Now we want to rent it out. Or we want to bulk sell it, right? Let's say our Majan building, we want to bulk sell it. Like, so in the development stage, we're not going to raise capital by tokenizing it, but we can sell it bulk by tokenizing it. Right? So we can sell the whole building. If we sell it for 125 million dirham, we actually exceed our expected returns.
Yeah,
now, 125 million dirham, we can tokenize it to like 1,000 dirham.
I just realized
5,000 dirham.
Yeah, so you can end up, instead of selling individual apartments,
Yep.
the fractional tokens, the total amount you can make from selling all of them is more than.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Of course.
Wow.
You're slicing the
game
cake
changer.
super
Yes,
thin.
but that's where though, when we're tokenizing, even for our building, let's say the market, a good price for that building is 125 million. Now, if you overpay for it, so the asset is still the same. So even if it's a token, make sure you're not overpaying for it. So the underlying asset is still the same. It's real estate. Just because it's tokenized, it's adding some intrinsic value because you can now move out of it quickly.
Exactly.
You can sell
It's
it
more liquid,
quickly.
yeah.
It's more liquid, but that does not mean that 125 million building has overnight become 250 million. Because then you have the risk of like pumping the price and then there'll be dump.
So.
Right? So that's what I want our building or anyone's building. I want our audience to pay attention. Underlying asset is still the same.
Yeah.
The building does not become overnight from 125 million to 250 million.
So isn't that dangerous then? Because it comes back down to the intention of the guys who are making the tokens, because they could just pump and dump.
No, it's like the underlying asset is safe.
As long as the underlying asset is there, then there's no risk.
But you, as a person who's buying the token, you still have to see what is the underlying asset, what is the building, is it rented, what's the cash flow, who's the developer, how's the quality, like you would do even if we were not to get it as a tokenized.
Yeah.
Right? So you do the same due diligence.
This is so good, man, because now people can...
And Sheikh and Brother Mohamed might fill in on that as well. The beauty of where we are right now is actually 3 decades ahead of other countries when it comes to tokenizing real estate. Other countries, I don't know of any other countries except for this country where tokenizing is basically regulated by the government.
Because of the bureaucracy, right?
Yeah. Now
In
it's
America,
already...
this
red
wouldn't even be
tape.
possible.
Yes.
There's always a battle between the
There's
private
4
sector and
agencies
public sector.
regulating it right now. You got RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority. You got
VARA.
DIFC, ADGM, and VARA.
VARA.
And DLD also.
And DLD also. So 5...
And RERA.
And RERA, yes. So RERA, DIFC, ADGM, DLD, and VARA, which is specifically Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So 5 authorities. So it's highly regulated.
This is crazy.
So there's very least chance of scams because it's government regulated and all that. And this is the
So
country.
one second, if I want to buy $10,000 worth of tokens right now, where do I go?
Now, let's say, for example, now the tokenization goes into full play and everything is running smoothly in the economy.
It hasn't been
No,
activated.
now there is, but it hasn't picked up the full momentum yet. Let's say it picked up the full momentum. Me and you right now could be buying and selling shares in an apartment within 5 minutes.
Literally.
Wow.
Literally within even less than 5 minutes.
Okay, so I have a question. Yeah.
So you could literally I can sell you shares of my apartment right now with smart contracts on the blockchain within less than
And I
10
have
It
years.
could be in Pakistan, Sheikh.
And then 2-3 years later, the price appreciates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I can sell it off.
Yep.
Question. Now, let's just say that this property that I have a token in is now being it's been put on Airbnb, like short-term rentals. Will I make something on that as well?
Of course.
Crazy.
Of course.
Yep.
Crazy. So if a property is getting, like, for example, 5%,
Yep.
I'm making
course.
5% of my 1G.
Yes.
Of
Yep.
course.
Crazy alarm.
Man, the people do not
This is
understand.
this is sick.
Yes.
We are at a pivotal point in time
Yeah.
right now. We are living in a very, very exciting time, whether it's for real estate, and I'm sure Brother Sam can also add on that, or whether in technology and blockchain in general. Why? Because I remember we had that conversation, me and you. I think we touched upon it a little bit on the other day when on the podcast. And we're talking about how all these crypto boys that made all their money in crypto now,
There's a thing with the crypto
right?
boys.
They're all sitting on all this crypto wealth. And they have like all these amazing digits on the screen. Yeah, look at my portfolio. Look at this. And now they're like begging to park it
صح.
in real estate using tokenization.
Wow.
So now the
Because
money,
they can lose it overnight, right?
of course, because it's digits on the screen. No, listen, I don't care what kind of crypto boy you are. It's digits on the screen. Don't tell me it's digits on the screen. You could get your wallet hacked like this and you have nothing.
Bro, you know what I was telling Sheikh? Don't get me and Mohamed on the same panel because we're just going to be saying the same thing,
Hammering
and bashing
the
the same people.
And more now because he opened up the topic. Now we're talking about real estate tokenization, and I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, we're gonna double down on this time.
Can I
because-
push back then? So that so I can be different.
Yeah, make it
Yeah?
make it
Let me
different.
be an advocate of something different.
Sure.
So you mentioned something before of the trend of technology, which
Yeah.
was super interesting. I didn't even think about it. When you think about the biggest companies, even Uber, all these people, everyone's an aggregator. They don't
Yeah.
own anything.
Yeah.
Uber doesn't own restaurants. It doesn't own nothing. Just aggregating. So that is the trend. Yeah, where like everybody's become like temporary, like everything.
consumer,
Yeah,
not
everything
an
is
asset
SaaS.
owner.
Everything's
Yeah,
a SaaS. Just
yeah.
pay
Not a
monthly. Don't
producer.
worry.
Yeah.
Netflix, this, that, whatever. But on the flip side as well. So what you're saying, that makes sense to me. Like we need to own.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and the hard work needs to come with it. But then now on the flip side is it's kind of getting me lazy thinking I don't need to own 100% of it. Let me just own 1% of it. And don't get me wrong, like I've used before and I pulled out very quickly because that's just not me. I'm not, you know, I'd rather have like build something from scratch, which I love, rather than having 1%. It's just not enough for me in terms of like what I'm getting back, essentially. So for me, isn't that gonna lead us down that route of basically doing the same thing where like, okay, everyone has access to, you know, 500 dirhams worth of a but 500 isn't going to do nothing for me.
My answer would be once you get a taste of how beautiful it is to be able to own something, you will never want to be a consumer again, ever.
He said taste and beautiful.
Once you get a taste of what it is.
I think you're talking to the crypto boys, yeah?
I'm just answering your question. I'm just answering your question. because-
Talking to you. I said I'm talking to you. Bro.
I'm just answering your question because listen, it's gonna trust me. What's gonna make me lazy is not being able to own crap. That's what's gonna make me lazy. But once I feel,
You get a taste of-
once I get a taste,
yeah.
oh wow, I got 10,000 in this apartment. How can I make it 20? How can I make
Yeah,
it
yeah,
30?
Exactly the point. Exactly. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
no,
but
go ahead,
but
then.
Exactly the point. Two things I want to mention, Sheikh. What exactly Brother Mohamed ended on. You know, every time I also see, and it hurts me sometimes. You know, like a lot of the times on your video comments on your video, Sheikhs. Oh man, this is only rich man. 100,000 minimum investment. How do I get in? I have 10,000. How do I get in? I have 5,000.
This is how
right?
you get in.
So that solves it. So we're not saying that's the end. You know, bro, like
the
that's not
start,
at that.
yeah.
That's the entry. Own 100% of the building if you can. Nobody's stopping you. Buy all the tokens or buy the whole building. We're saying now it's accessible. So the main criticism of real estate that, hey, it's not accessible to the regular 18, 19-year-old who's working hard, saving a little bit of money. How does he get into real estate?
Okay, but now
Yeah.
that's for the person looking to get involved. But how does this benefit the developers? How does this benefit the brokerages?
Yes, so now the
What's their place?
second point I want to mention, and I actually did not mention to you or to Brother Mohamed or to Brother Wadah, but we'll make it official here.
I love it. We make a lot of things official.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah, Sheikh. Actually, we just had the discussion 2 weeks ago. I remember I was smiling. I couldn't tell you. But Well, I'm going to tell you once it's inshallah.
This guy's so funny. Like, sometimes he's holding on
On
to
the
Piers,
announcements, yeah.
then he drops it.
So no. I wanted it to be official. So alhamdulillah, we put in an application with our DFC fund for the VARA application as well for tokenization. So it's a 9 to 12 months process, but we have officially applied for tokenization. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, it's a 9 to 12 month process
To get approved. Yeah.
How many people are like actual developers you think are even onto this? Or do you think there's something they're just not really taking too seriously?
No, they are, but it depends what you're raising for, Sheikh. So it might not be good. Like I gave the example for a master community. You don't want to tokenize a master community and have $1,000. How many $1,000 would you need? You understand? So when you need large funding, it's not for that, right? It's good. Like I said, the example that I said, 200 million dirham building, 300 million dirham building, it's yielding rent income. You want to sell
mid-level
it.
developers.
Yeah, you want to. It's not even mid-level developer could be very high level. It's on the asset class.
On the asset itself.
on the actual asset.
Okay,
itself.
makes sense.
What's the
makes sense.
underlying asset?
Makes sense.
Yeah, because if it's a master community, inshallah, us for developing in Abu Dhabi, there won't be any cash flow for the next 5 years.
You're
There's
right,
going to be a lot of burning. So that's a different type of investors that need to partner up with us.
But couldn't you tokenize a part of that?
You could, but that's not the crowd.
That's not the crowd.
That's
okay.
not the crowd. Those are more institutional.
You want less players.
You need less players.
okay,
Exactly. You
okay.
need a $10 million check, $20 million check.
You don't want to
family
deal
offices.
too much headache.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yep.
There you go, man. This is
Alhamdulillah.
this is the
is a
juice,
good-
man. 9 to 12 months.
Inshallah, but
just saved
by
you 9
the,
to
by
12
the
months.
time, maybe it will be the Majan building, maybe it will be another one, inshallah. But we're getting that license,
Very
so
good.
we're going to have that option for
Very
people,
good, man.
for retail to come in.
Since we're on the topic of real estate and so on and so forth, let's move on to Sonder, right? So, I have an angle I want to approach on this. So Sonder was this massive hospitality management company, right? I think they were on Airbnb first, right? And then they were purchased by Marriott.
No, Sheikh. So basically, do you want me to tell?
Please do, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, no, you carry the story.
No,
Sheikh.
no.
I'm just going to mention that fact.
go
So
on.
basically, it was a university student in 2014.
Okay, Canadian, right?
Yes. So he's like, there's an idea. All these apartments that we live in, dorms and everything, it's not serviced. It's not good, Why don't we service the apartments and make it like hotel style, but it's apartments. Okay. So that was his idea. Game changer idea. You know what I'm saying, Sheikh?
That has been here for years.
Yeah. So he was a university student at that time, right? 2014. Then in 2022, he did SPAC. So basically SPAC is a shorter way to IPO. Basically stands for Special Purpose Acquisition Company. Okay. Like how we have SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle. So this is a Special Purpose Acquisition Company.
Okay.
Basically that gets you through IPO in a faster way.
Okay.
Okay. So they did the IPO in 2022 for $2 billion. The valuation was $2 billion.
Okay.
And the expectation was on that SPAC, the people that buy the shares, the investors that buy the share, then they will use that money to buy actual Sonder shares.
Okay.
But they actually did not redeem it to buy Sonder shares, so they collected $300 million less. But anyways, the point being, it was not Airbnb or anything. It was a separate guy.
It was a separate guy, okay.
Separate founder. He founded it.
Very interesting.
And then 2022, they launched it, but SPAC kind of flopped. And then 2024, Marriott became their partner in the strategic partner. I love the word strategic partner.
I love that.
Because,
It gets used in the weirdest ways.
Then oh my God. It just gets interesting from there, It could be interesting in a very good way, or it could just take a wild turn. So strategic partner in the sense that they will use Marriott's booking platform.
Yeah,
so
one
Marriott's
way.
just added like 15,000 doors because they were in 35 cities by then in 2024. So Marriott's like, yeah, sure, we have the platform. So we're the distribution partner. You have the units. You're going to take care of the operation. You're going to do everything. And we're just going to help you with the booking. And this is how much you're going to pay us monthly, whatever the contract was, quarterly, annually, right? For the distribution. Or we're going to take a cut plus whatever the arrangement was. In a year, they were not able to keep up the payments to Marriott, Sonders. So Marriott is a giant, is a behemoth, right? It's a Goliath. So when you're dealing with the Goliath, there's no, brother, okay, another week, brother, 2 weeks, please give me a chance. There's no brothers. They pull the plug. And that's what I want all of us to get used to. Because in real life, there's no, nobody's coming to save you. You could not pay your obligations. Boom. Pull the plug.
There was one of the issues as well, though. It was they had issues with integrating with the Marriott's backend.
Yeah, there was many issues, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Now, let's jump into the story, but that's like the overall summary.
So what's
But I
the
have my
big,
take
what's,
on it
what's
too.
the biggest lesson you take from this?
Biggest lesson? My lessons are many, Sheikh, because I've seen this movie playing a few times in just my real estate career. Okay, Sheikh. So I'll use 3 that I have seen. This is interesting, okay? One is a property management company called Castle. and it was backed by VCs in 2018.
Okay.
Venture capitalist put in for them as a small check of $3.3 million. And Castle's slogan was, first ever tech-enabled property management company. We're going to disrupt the industry. We're going to eat all the property managers. You don't need all these old processes and systems. We're going to automate everything. And we're going to start it with which city? Detroit.
Okay, you'll see.
Yes. So in 2018, they came. So for us, it was like, oh my God, VC-backed property management. What's going to happen to our business? A lot of the guys, the brokers may be watching from Michigan. They were not even born in real estate industry that time, so they don't probably know. But yeah, this is what happened. We thought we're going to be overnight, like knocked out of business.
Okay.
A lot of our clients were like, oh my God, $79 per month, flat fee property management. And you guys charge 8%, 10%, comes to $200.
Exactly. Yeah.
And these are VC backed. They're smarter guys, white collar guys, that's tied up, buttoned up. They know what they're talking about. They come from Silicon Valley. They have all that. All the tech mumbo jumbo. In 2018, some of the words to me are like, man, these guys are smart. Oof.
Were you stressed?
Oh, stressed. Okay. Because they're smarter than me, They Silicon Valley graduates. They came with a disruptive idea. They're going to disrupt the industry. Within 7 months, Sheikh, there's a big lock in their office.
Big lock.
Big lock. Shut down. Ran away.
7 months.
In 7 months.
Wow.
In 7 months, they could not survive in Detroit. Because the problem is, Sheikh, when it's an and that's where Mohamed knows more than me. When it's
big lock.
When it's an operation-heavy business. When it's a business that involves physical assets, Sheikh. Tech cannot be the business. It could be an enabler, but it cannot be the engine.
It can't be the engine.
It cannot. Technology cannot be the main business. The main business is operation heavy, physical assets, dealing with people. With technology, you cannot deal
Expedite
with
certain processes.
Sheikh, you cannot deal with the guy whose boiler just stopped working at 3 a.m. He has a baby, can't sleep, woke up. He lives in Detroit. He has a hard life. He's pissed, and he's calling. And tech is answering the call.
Yeah, AI is
answering the call, disrupting the industry. Sheikh. And then the AI is, giving the vendor who's going to come. The vendor comes in the morning, because it's all automated. There's no human touch. Morning, he says, oh, it's an old boiler. I don't know how to fix this. I can only fix the new furnaces, the central heating system. The guy stops paying rent. And then the guy leaves the property without paying rent. Then after the guy leaves the property without paying rent, nobody's cutting the grass. Tech automation is not picking that up, Sheikh, because you don't have any boots on the ground. Nobody's going and knocking on the door. You're just calling the tenant. Tenant is not picking up. He already left. He already bounced. It's America. It's not like here, like you just can't bounce, Sheikh. In America, you can just bounce and go to the next house, right? So the grass bill comes, and you send the bill as Castle to the owner. Oh, there's a grass cutting bill because the city had to fine us $600 and cut the grass for another $1,000. They had to cut the grass. Pay the bill. The owner said, why would I pay the bill? It's your fault. You couldn't manage the property. You paid the bill. Oof. And you're only charging $79 a month to the owner.
Oh my goodness.
So in 7 months, they're done. The point I'm trying to make is the founder DNA, if it's not in real estate. Now you could be WeWork. It was the valuation was at $47 billion at one point, But founder was a crazy man. He just knew how to sell stories. Beautiful stories. He had nothing else. There's no real estate DNA in him. Same with this university kid. No real estate DNA. He just saw one day, oh my God, look at these apartments. We could do so much better jobs. We can take such nice pictures. We can automate everything I'm trying to sound white, Sheikh, We can automate everything on the portal. People are going to book beautiful pictures. Oh my God, it's a business idea. Let's raise funds. Let's do it. SPAC. And same thing happened with Sonder. Same thing happened with Castle.
So now you're stressing me out about Manzilo. You got prop tech
Alhamdulillah.
startup hack. So
you know what?
How are you going to survive that?
No, it's very interesting. Why? Because in a way, since the inception of Manzilo, it's kind of pivoted in a few ways.
So just explain to us what Manzilo is.
So Manzilo is essentially a bottom-up approach to property management. Property management is a big word, and most people what they mean by that, it's asset management. Usually in tech, because that's the one that it's easy to automate and systemize. Whereas, especially in this region, when you're talking from a bottom-up approach, when an issue arises, as Sam was mentioning, what happens here? It's not like the US or the UK where there's a specific number you call or whatever. It's call the security guard. Speak to the security guard. He'll introduce you to Mohamed, who knows Qasim. Why? As a tenant, number one. What we're trying to do is be a communication tool. We're in prop tech, but we're not trying to take on that behemoth.
This is a complete different, Sheikh.
Yeah. This is one. Number two, alhamdulillah, you can bleep out the name, but we بإذن we had a good meeting with them, and that also gave us a small pivot where we found that authorities, like, what are they missing? And we found that, okay, so they have now, especially here in this region, they have live data of transactions. They have live, like RERA, all this. This is all DLD. It's within Eris. It's like the technology arm. They created Ijari, all of this kind of stuff.
And they give you open API.
Everything. It's open. You pay 30,000 dirham, you get the API, tfaddal.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything is live. What they don't have is though, yeah, and this is what's missing, that we're inshallah gonna plug this hole, is that, let's say now you have this building in Majan, and then you have a building next door in Majan. Same plot, same size, same units, G plus the same, everything is the same. Yeah? What's going on inside the building? Over 5 years, Sam neglects that building. Over 5 years, you
You just insulted the guy. You just took it so personally. Like,
just said, oof. Okay, Sam looks after the building and you neglect your building. Yeah? When it's time now, you wanna let go of your buildings. Yeah? The data that the government currently has, or even increased rent or all of these things, they only have specific data. They can't go into the intricacies of how the building is managed. They can just go on face value. Okay, the square footage, he's in this area, this is how much the rent can go up by, as an example. Yeah, like my landlord, he said, oh no, it's going up by 10%. I went on that RERA calculator, I said, no, actually, it's going up by only 5. And he changed it. But that's the data they have. But they don't have anything behind the wall.
Okay.
So what we're providing is, behind the wall, what's happening. Sam, he's using our service, and we're feeding that data to the government.
Yeah.
To show the government, just because, they're both in Majan, Sam is doing really well. And we've actually created, alhamdulillah, we created an index, a maintainability index that they'll be using. And then in the longer term, they'll be enforcing based on this.
Cool, man.
Yeah. And they were super, alhamdulillah. We're in mature talks now, but essentially that's what it will be. So the same as that RERA index or these indexes that people are using to apply to rent, which is super helpful for me as a tenant. It will be the same for maintainability. So that's how we're approaching it. We're coming from a different angle.
Allah Barik.
Because I agree with him operationally, because in parking, we do parking also in Arkin, and operationally it's a nightmare. And I don't ever want, and so many people have come to us, locations have come to us and said, your client, who we are signed with, they said, we don't like them. We want to deal with you directly.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you take over the operations? I said, shukran, no thank you. Because I know what comes with that. Managing people, hundreds of people. This is not what I'm
but
investing
what's the
in.
service that you guys provide for the parking?
So parking, we have a modular system.
Okay.
Whatever property you come to us with, we have a module for that property. So we, alhamdulillah, now have Dubai police stations, for example. So they have a self-parking and valet. So these are 2 modules. You click those 2 modules, you get those 2 modules. We can provide you, we have hardware partners who they do the digging and building and whatever. But essentially what we're doing is ensuring that your operations from you sign with us become data driven.
But he's asking, what pain do you solve?
That is the pain we solve. Currently the software, like we're taking market share from software providers because all they do is provide software, legacy software. So yes, you can manage, how many people come and whatever. With us, we give you insight. We use that data to tell you, listen, you don't need 4 people in this site. You need 3 and maybe 1 on every weekend or whatever. We use a data-driven approach for you to manage everything. So the longer you have us, the more you start to interact with us.
Right.
So even like for hotels, for example, what we've used our data to now have, we've launched a long stay feature. And this is just one hotel in the whole world that has this. Because we launched it based on the pain point. The hotels were saying, why is the guest coming? He's staying for 3 days. He's driving his own car. But every time he has to leave to go out and come back, he has to come to reception, validate that ticket, and then go and get the car. It's wasting our time as the hotel, and it's wasting his time. So we just developed something that basically you get a specific code on check-in, just like you get the Wi-Fi code on check-in. You get this code for the duration of your stay. You validate yourself. You self-validate. Now you no longer need to go to concierge and reception and waste their time.
You've already done this?
wow.
This is now, alhamdulillah, it's two months in.
It's one of the Jumeirah hotels?
No, this is Sheikh Zayed, Voco in Sheikh Zayed.
Okay.
So it's been used now maybe 4,000 times
Allah.
with zero friction, because this is what people kind of already wanted.
Allah,
You're making the process very seamless.
Seamless. And this is only data will provide this.
Allah Barik. Phenomenal.
Alhamdulillah.
So Sheikh, it's totally different because it's bringing solution to existing operators.
Yes. To existing operators, okay.
And we focus while we're winning, alhamdulillah, in like, for example, Valet. There are other providers. But why we win is because we don't deal with managers. We go to the operations guy, the guy who's actually taking your car that nobody cares about.
Yep.
I'm focused on him. Because if he wins, he'll tell his boss and he'll tell his boss, and it's a bottom-up approach. This is how I like to approach
So,
these operationally heavy businesses.
Barakallah feek, man. Firstly, congratulations. That's a big win.
Thank you,
Allah
man.
Barik.
Thank you.
May
It's
Allah
amazing.
grant you utmost success. Ameen.
Allahumma ameen jamia.
You're doing some fundraising right now, right?
We are.
So people want to throw
We are.
money at you.
We're ready.
Then you get in touch via
We
LinkedIn.
might tokenize it.
Sophisticated investors only, please.
Inshallah.
Don't get in trouble.
Inshallah.
Look, the lesson that I took from the Sonder thing, I'll be honest with you, is the importance of being paranoid. So me and Sam been having a lot of conversations, and you recommended me Andrew Grove's book, Only the Paranoid Survive.
صح.
And when he mentioned the book, I was like, I didn't even know a book like this existed, so I purchased it immediately.
Wait, what's it? Sam didn't mention that book to me. Now I need to add it to my Audible.
brother.
Yeah,
I need to add it too,
Only
because
paranoid.
listen, I have a lot of paranoia, so I need to get that book.
Now you know that it's justified.
Yeah, so now yeah, exactly. Now I'm like, yeah, someone's telling me it's normal. So
we can write a book about it.
Only the Paranoid Survive.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it now.
Yeah,
right?
so basically,
There we go.
Andrew Grove was one of the best CEOs to ever live, right?
Founder
CEO
of Intel. Founder of Intel.
Was it the founder?
Founder and former CEO.
Okay, he was
He's the founder.
He's the founder. Okay, CEO, I know. But yeah, so obviously the conversations we've been having is the importance of not putting all your eggs in one basket, right? So that's what Sonder did, in the sense where now they're completely linked to Marriott. If Marriott pulls the plug, everything collapses. I experienced this on a lesser level because, so generally speaking, our lead acquisition, our marketing has always been through organic content, right? And so right now I've just been in that stage of just give value on the content. Of course, we have some plugins, hey, if you want to join our 7 to 9 figure network, click the link below.
So.
You can apply it, but we're not really pushing hard. It's more about giving value. It's more of a nurturing play. Our lead acquisition strategy has been very heavily on paid advertising, primarily through Meta. Right. And I've heard many a time that, Meta sometimes just pulls the plug, bro, just shuts down your ad account for whatever reason. Of course, there's a pro-Zionist agenda there. And, of course, our ads, bro, I don't think they violate. There's no violation. We didn't say anything crazy. But the only thing we can put it down to is the fact that we said it's a network of Muslim 7 to 9 figure entrepreneurs, investors, senior corporate execs. So anyway, they shut it down, bro. So we went dry. Right? What they didn't know is that we got some of the guys on the payroll. There's guys down on the payroll, but we didn't do it. We didn't pay him. We didn't. We just set up a new account. We set up a new account because it's not worth it, man. Like the data is not that deep. You can just redo it. Alhamdulillah. But this time I was like, listen, bro, we're not making the same mistake. Activate Google. So YouTube and Google ads, activate LinkedIn, activate TikTok. And even though TikTok, our audience is not really on there, we're going to test it though. We're going to test it and see what happens. And I just want to diversify these lead acquisition channels as much as possible. I'm even thinking of other things I don't really want to mention right now because, don't want to give our plays away. But there's so much that people are not, like Reddit, bro. You can use Reddit.
For
You can run
sure.
ads on Reddit.
It's a very powerful
Do
one.
you know what
by
I'm
the
saying?
way.
Especially for our audience.
Exactly.
So point being is that's the lesson I learned. And now I'm thinking, like, bro, I just want to, from every angle, like, you just got to be paranoid, bro. That anything, you got to live like anything that could go wrong in your business is just around the corner. Whether it be legal stuff, media stuff, PR stuff, marketing, your team is going to leave you, going to be poached by someone else. Sam, what are your thoughts on this? Because obviously you brought this to me, so you obviously been living this for a while. And there's 2 people in my life that used to bring me a lot of paranoid stuff, right? I don't know if I'm going to bleep this out, but one of them was the stand-up man. His whole thing is just explore all the negative options. Like, anything can go right into you. You're the second guy. You're the second guy. So they come to doubt him. No, check this. Be careful. Don't make a mistake in the eye.
I send him random voice notes, bro. I know it's such negative energy sometimes, but it's like, brother.
Did we? Yeah.
Just make sure of this. Just make sure that as it comes to my head,
well, I'll be honest, it's needed. Especially, you know what? Because my nature is to be hasty. And in the past, I've made so many mistakes just by what? Now we're living in a world. Sometimes, you can get arrested for a mistake that one of your guys made.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was talking to a brother the other day, and he's a CFO, right? And the guys that he works for,
the
guys that he works for. So he done a legit, he done everything. He made the tax as efficient as possible. But there's $1 million dirham tax bill due.
Wow.
At the end of the day. No, it's a massive company. It's not a lot of money for these men. Yeah. It's a small bill, bro. It's a small bill. These guys were like, no, what's this? He's like, bro, I've done everything I can within the law to reduce your tax bill. This, if we get audited, bro, we're getting bagged if we don't pay this.
Exactly.
You have to pay this. So he went on holiday, came back, bro. That man, I don't know what they did, but they did something.
It's gone.
It's gone.
The whole meal.
It's gone, yeah, but it's illegal. So he's like, you know what he said to me? He said, bro, if this goes to court, as a CFO, I can't plead ignorance.
Yeah, you can't.
How can I be the CFO?
That's literally your job.
That's literally my, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, bruv, I'm abandoning ship.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he was like...
But they're using him anyway.
Say that again?
They're using him.
They're going to use him,
Because he is the CFO. It's like, hey, it's his fault.
Exactly.
We don't know what he did.
So imagine you're living in a world where, bro, like even when it comes to like big pharma and stuff, I was speaking to Sheikh Uthman Farouk, but many people don't know, he's a medical devices and pharmaceutical compliance guy. Yeah, so he was telling me, bro, I've seen people just get arrested, bro, gone to jail, put away, bro, because one of their guys didn't do the testing thoroughly enough. So, bro, I don't even know, bro.
In Arabic, we have a saying for it. Al-Qanun la yahmil mughaffalin.
Subhanallah. Translate that for the people.
Yeah, it's like the law doesn't protect idiots.
So profound.
Yeah. It doesn't.
So ignorance is not always bliss. Yeah, it's basically.
So you have to really know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, pay someone that knows what they do. At least get the good advice.
I'll be honest with you. So you have to pardon me. I don't mean this in a bad way. This is me obviously going through my journey. I'm maturing, in this space. So on Channel By,
he's gonna drop something.
No.
Get ready, guys.
No. When you mentioned that you got a lawyer and you paid him 150 G's.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Alarm Badik. I'll be honest. I just thought, mashallah, that's a good authority flex, on the podcast.
Yeah.
But bro, now I can see why you would pay a guy 150 G's
of course.
to protect your livelihood with Allah's permission.
Exactly.
To protect your life, bro, with Allah's permission, because you could be behind bars.
Everything.
So how do you? Because there's so many unknowns, right? And there's now, I can't lie, I'm very paranoid. I'm thinking about everything. I'm thinking about my marketing. I'm thinking about, wait, are we investing too much in like the GCC? Should we go to Malaysia as well? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
There's so much going on. So how do you mitigate this stuff, bro, without going crazy?
First, just want to put on the record.
Yeah.
We're saying diversification in distribution. We don't believe in diversification in assets, only real estate, okay?
I get it.
Just gotta put it on the
This is a monopoly. This is a monopoly, bro.
To both of us only.
Yeah. We're talking diversification in distribution.
Yeah. Nothing else. Yeah.
Oh man, but Sheikh, quick point on the I'm coming to your thing, but something I just have to say. When Brother Mohamed said in the beginning, all these companies like Airbnb, leases and whatnot, another reason for Sonders to fail was they had all these long-term leases in place with all these places, right? So in Dubai, if you have a long-term lease, you have to pay the checks.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's
you're going to jail.
Yeah,
Can't just default and go.
Yeah, you can't. So when you have these long-term leases and people are not showing up, so your fixed expenses are long-term. It's not variable. It's fixed and its commitment is long-term.
5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, there's no quick exit out of it. But the income is not coming, the revenue is not coming. So we cannot be in we have to avoid those type of situations. But there's no way for you to ride that wave because you don't even own the asset for you to change it, do something else with it. It's just a long-term lease. You have signed a lease, then you have to pay the rents, right? So that was another major reason. I just wanted to mention that because Brother Mohamed mentioned that in the beginning. But coming to paranoia, Sheikh, I think of course, our deen teaches us to be optimistic, right, Sheikh? So I was having a hard time finding that balance long time ago. But I think, Sheikh, it's basically, even if we're at least 51-49, 51% optimism, then we're positive, right, Sheikh? But we have to have a healthy paranoia, I think, because in the situation, like the whole world we're in, and these things you mentioned, literally because, and most of us operate in highly regulated, all of our businesses, industries are highly regulated. So it's not always you that, basically you're the captain, but because someone else did not see the iceberg, the whole ship might sink, So it's not always going to be your fault, but it is your fault, right? So because we're highly regulated, so your sales guy might be saying something crazy, doing something crazy without realizing.
It's funny you mentioned sales guy, because that actually happened.
Because usually it's the sales guys, high testosterone guys.
Trust me.
The fact
It's always the sales
I'm
guys.
happy you told me that, because I've been reviewing my sales team's calls recently, and I never did. Abu Bakr used to always tell me, Imran, review the calls. And I was like, I've hired a sales manager for that. Why am I going to do that? Now review the calls. I can't lie, just recently, bro. That's what I do now. I don't watch podcasts. I just sit there with my dinner, my lunch. I'm just reviewing sales calls. And then, subhanAllah, I also attend their trainings now every day. I jumped on. One of them said something, and I said, no way you said that, bruv. I said, no, bro, you know what? You can actually, that is a problem what you said, And
What did he say, if you don't mind me asking?
Anything
You
to make
can
this
just bleep out whatever.
I'm with the sales guys, by
Because
the way.
now I'm
'Cause I'm that
curious.
guy.
Now the paranoia is kicking in.
bro, like he was, okay, just, I'm going to make you paranoid as well.
Now I'm too curious. Now I'm too curious. Damn.
No, basically, he jumped. Okay, make sure you bleed it, Bakr. Yeah, make sure. Sometimes he forgets, one of them was just hardcore. It was a new closer. And this, that, and I was like, bro, you said it the other day. You said we're being able to learn expensive lessons for free.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So-
Like Allah is allowing us to learn.
So far, it's free.
So far, may Allah keep it free. I mean, but no, I'm be honest. This thing is deep, man. Well, what's your thoughts on it before we move on, Akhi? The whole paranoid thing, because
For me, honestly, I've always been a paranoid person. I always used to suffer from a lot of anxiety, and I actually thought it was a big problem. And then I realized it's a good problem to have. Like Brother Sam said, there's always in Arabic we say "Khayrul umuri awsatuha," right?
MashaAllah.
So basically, the best of all things is
The middle path.
The middle path. So don't be too negative and don't be too positive, because there's also another interesting thing that, like, I heard is that when you're also on the extreme of any one of the spectrum, it's easy to break, right? So I realized that throughout, especially in the business with my father, because when you don't have a little bit of paranoia, when you don't have a little bit of anxiety of, oh, when am I going to secure the next project? Like, how am I going to cover all of these salaries, all of these families that are living, all of these people that I'm taking care of, all of these homes that are dependent on my business, on every single minute that I spend, every single call that I make, they're all dependent on me, right? Because I call the shots. It was me or my father. And I realized that, no, it's actually good, because you need that little push, that little fear, that thing that keeps you going. Because if everything is always so positive and rosy and nice, that cycle, that cycle, that good times hard times create hard men create good times create soft men create hard times, and then goes like,
Yeah.
it's like that. So you can't be too relaxed and happy and everything is you have to have a little bit of fear, and that fear should drive you enough to always make sure that you double down and you check once, twice, 3 times that you're doing the right thing or you're making the right call. And if you don't know, ask someone. This is what I always say. If you don't know, just call and ask someone, or even pay for the advice. Because sometimes, subhanallah, like, God doesn't give you a basira, but when you call someone, he will tell you something and you think to yourself, how on earth didn't I think of that? But it's just because you're in your cocoon. You're like this. You don't, because this anxiety is killing you. So I think it's good to have it. Maybe I would say up to like 40-50% of the amount. And then the rest is just, like Brother Sam said, you have to have a positive mentality.
So those phone calls that Mohamed is talking about happen inside the cave, those types. Barakallah Feek for explaining that, and I think a huge element obviously is tawakkul. Tawakkul is a massive, and we're not relying upon Allah, but there's also that concept of just taking the means, which is very important. I'm actually thinking, Sheikh, in the next 6 to 12 months, inshallah, I'm going to hire someone whose job in the company is just to be paranoid. I was thinking that's like a lawyer,
Chief Paranoia Officer.
Chief Paranoia Officer.
CPO. CPO. I like that. I like that. It's
right?
CPO.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But then you need to do the opposite. You need to do the opposite. You know how here they have like happiness center.
Customer anxiety center.
I'll be the optimism officer.
COO.
I'm that guy.
Basically, risk officer and compliance officer. Yeah.
Look, that's only like from a legal standpoint, but I want this guy to be paranoid in terms of everything.
Culture.
Yeah, culturally. Like he's got a paranoid in terms of the marketing, as in terms of the products.
We know a brother.
Who?
From another company.
Who's?
You met him in London. He's paranoid about everything.
Sam wants to poach people.
From we can bleep it. We can bleep it. Yeah, but he's only like the risk and compliance side.
He's paranoid about everything, Sheikh. Marketing, video.
That was the guy.
Get anyone from audit. He's by default paranoid.
That's why he had the conversation with you.
But I want them to be paranoid in terms of like, even he's going to leave us. That guy's going to poach him from us.
He's like that.
He's like that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's why you had to have the conversation with him, Shah, because he's like that.
I'm going to give him an offer, inshallah, one day. Guys, let's move on to Tucker Carlson, man. Yeah. So did anyone see the interview with him and Piers Morgan?
I saw that. A part of that interview.
So this was I would honestly, if you guys want to understand, like the way that the UK, for the guys in the UK, if you want to understand how the UK is viewed from the outside, to watch that. That guy, because he's an American. And you know what's funny? Is that Piers Morgan is putting him out on certain things. And he's like, yeah, America has the same issue worse.
Sorry, I did watch that when they were in Riyadh. They were in Saudi.
That was the old one.
That's the one that
came out.
I watched the Saudi one.
15 hours ago. This one came out 15 hours ago. So look, there's a few things that I just want to point out. And
it has already 500,000 views.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this is very interesting. I would encourage everyone to watch this, because if you want to know how we see the UK, how everyone else sees it, watch it.
Exactly.
And now you see it from an American point of view.
But what I found so funny is that for every finger he's pointing, there's 3 pointing back, because Piers like, yeah, but your immigration issue is like 10 times worse. And he's like, yeah, it is. Like, whatever issue they have, he has it worse. But anyway, I want to play it to you. I'm going to play you 2 clips. I just want to see what you guys think, yeah? So
we're still one of the biggest economies in the world.
What is the economy here? What's it based on?
What do you mean?
Like what's the British economy? I look at the economy of, I don't know, Wales in 1900, and it's like, it's coal. They mines, they dig coal, people burn it. That's what their economy is. Look at the economy of Sheffield or Birmingham 100 years ago. Well, of course, it was steelmaking. What's the economy?
There's still a lot of manufacturing in the UK. A lot of
but as a percentage, your economy...
percentage of manufacturing would be a lot less.
A lot less. It's almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Right. So
but we still have one of the biggest economies in the world. Now,
but what is that economy based on?
A lot of things.
Okay, what's the main one?
Well, the city is a lot of manufacturing.
That's the main one?
Well, there's a lot of technology stuff going on. There's a lot of scientific stuff going on. There's a lot of all sorts of industry.
You haven't mentioned the biggest one by far.
Well, go on.
Was lending money to people. It's banking.
Banking, yeah. Okay.
We're in the city of London right now.
Sure.
How many things are being made in the city of London other than debt?
It's one of the financial hubs of the world. We're right in the city here.
I know we're sitting in the city of London right now, run by City Con.
Right. But again, it's not as bad as people think it is.
But hold on. Is that really an economy?
It's not as bad as people think it is.
1 second.
The guy is being grilled.
What's your immediate thoughts on that? The only thing being manufactured in London is debt.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, what's his name? Piers Morgan probably says the same thing to Tucker, because this US is no different. I think the main item.
But US produces a lot.
Yeah, but they're much better. Right?
They have agriculture.
I think what Sam means is about debt itself, the manufacturing.
It's a huge component. It's a huge component, right? So, for example, what is GDP? A big component of it is government spending. Mm-hmm. So how does government spend? They don't have any money to spend. Mm-hmm. What they do is they issue debts, they issue bond, right? That's how they raise money, but it's not capital. They're raising debt. And with that debt, Then they are spending on the infrastructure, on the healthcare, on the military. Then they go to war and they do these, right? And then when these the interest payments they make, that's also considered government spending, right? So that also expands the economy. So the whole economy is basically house of cards. It's like a Ponzi scheme. It's expanding continuously based on new debts being issued. And that's the same in US. It's not as bad as it's UK, but it's the same thing. I'm sure Tucker's going to open a gold ETF or something soon. I think that's all his play now.
No, he's actually not. He done a podcast refuting that concept, just the one before this.
Not ETF then, okay, because it's electronic, it's virtual.
Hard.
Yeah, then he's going to open something with gold.
He's pushing gold
Because
hard.
all these are capitalists, Sheikh. They have an agenda. I don't believe anything these guys say without an agenda.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, don't forget Tucker also is ex-Fox, right?
Yes.
So
We'll dive into this. We'll dive into this in a second, but I just want to stick to London for a bit. What's your thoughts on that? The only thing being produced there is debt. I'm just pulling out a quote.
You can't argue with it. Like London literally exports this whole hypothesis.
Yeah.
This is where people get it from, and it's a known fact that the biggest money launderers, they turn to London. That's the place where it all happens. Where these contracts always start in London. Whether it was the HSBC scandal with the cartel.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, I think they were fined.
Yeah.
Because they basically laundered a few billion for the cartel, the Mexican cartel, knowingly.
When was this?
This is, I don't know, 10 years ago?
Probably more recent, bro. Probably 5-6
less.
years ago, yeah.
Brody, you laundered money for the cartel knowingly?
Knowingly.
What?
Because you have to remember, like, these things, obviously, they just turn into macro kind of level business, but really the things behind it is people. There's people behind these things. And if they can see an opportunity of them getting ahead in front of the other bank, if they just have to kind of fiddle one piece of paper or push one, they're going to do it.
So, I'll tell you what my thoughts on this are, yeah? Is that if it's true what he's saying, by the way, I don't wish ill on any person, just as I hope Allah guides everyone and saves everyone in this life and the next.
Yeah,
I mean. And that goes to the people in the UK and the US. I want good for everyone. I want guidance for everyone. Want khair for everyone. May Allah guide them.
Amin.
May Allah protect them. Amin. But if the only thing being produced in London is that and riba, Allah said, Yamhaqullahu riba. Allah is destroying riba. As in, this is a promise from Allah that He's going to destroy riba. Like, okay, America's bad, 100%. But UK, bro, if they've got no other commodities that they're producing or no other things that's actually boosting the economy, this is something extremely scary. And now I want to bring back that statement of Umar that I referenced at the beginning. We say, ما فتح الله عز وجل الدينار والدرهم أو الذهب والفضة على القوم إلا سفكوا دماءهم وقطعوا أرحامهم. That Allah Azza wa Jal, if He opens for a people gold and silver and money and coins and so on and so forth, it brings about their destruction. And this is the one that Imam Ibn Abdul Bar said is the wealth that's being talked about, which is
haram.
Which is haram. Not the righteous rich one. Understand? It's this one.
That one's blessed.
Yeah, but this is scary, man. You know, one of the things, of course, nowhere is hardly any place in the world is perfect right now. But one of the things that I was very happy to read about here, alhamdulillah, is that they made compound interest illegal here. Right.
Yeah, there was a case in the court.
No, I was just about to say.
Yes, the compounded interest was like 2-3 times more than the principal.
They denied it.
They denied it. They said, no, you cannot go after the guy for the compounded interest.
So I'm saying that is why we push Muslim economies. Yeah. Guys, I just want to share the second clip, yeah, from the Piers Morgan thing. They move on because this is just so interesting, man.
How do you explain?
Is there anything that would make?
Hold on.
Could I make you gay?
Could I make you gay? He said, how hard do you want to try?
Could I make you gay?
How hard do you want to try?
Not hard, I can tell you.
Good. That's the spirit, Piers. There's a limit. Even an open-minded man like you kind of hate the gays.
Could I make you
I
gay?
make little gay joke and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be gay.
I
No.
like you using a gay slur. That's fine.
Well, first of all, the context matters. As I've told you, I mean, that's like coffee table conversation between the gays I work with at Fox. Faggot. So if it's okay with them, it's okay with me. It's just it's sort of like it's sort of like racism. Only the whites are upset about it.
People can be persuaded to be gay.
Well, then why don't you explain the twofold or threefold increase in self-identified homosexuals in the United States?
I can. They used to be repressed. It used to be illegal in this country until the mid-60s. You literally went to jail.
So all through
hang on. You literally were put in a prison cell if you were openly homosexual.
That was more here, actually. You guys did Oscar Wilde. We didn't. But
it was
you
terrible.
also...
Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it was terrible. You ruled the world at the time, and now you're a joke dependent on four-known banks.
And you think that's because
but everyone's gay, so it's like a great trade?
Allowing gay people to be openly gay is why we wrecked our country.
Mocking masculinity is the fastest way to servitude.
Totally different
Ask
issue.
any Pakistani. That's why I like the Pakistanis here. You talk to a Pakistani cab driver and you're like, why are you gay? And they will start laughing because they've watched the video and they're like, I'm not gay. I'm a man.
What's it got to do with masculinity?
Ask a single Briton, why are you gay? They'd be like, well, I'm not gay, but it would be okay if I was. And it's like, there's no masculine self-respect at all.
You're sounding quite homophobic.
I'm not afraid of gays at all.
I love Pakistanis.
I actually met this guy. What's his name? The reporter, the guy.
African
Why
guy.
are you gay?
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's here. I'm like, bro, you are never gonna get rid of this. It's like stuck with you forever.
Yeah.
Like everybody that comes
That's
up to you is like,
typecast.
why are you gay? I feel so bad for him, Simon. Oh my god,
Is he here?
I mean, he's here. Yeah, he's because he was at the Brand Me Summit. Because I was speaking at that summit, so they invited him. That's all people know him, and like he is funny. He's really funny. I think he's Nigerian.
Yes,
so Nigerians are
Ugandan
very funny. Oh?
Ugandan, I think maybe.
Sorry, Ugandan.
Yes.
Ugandans and Nigerians generally are very funny. Like they have a lot of humor.
Yeah.
And just the way that he handled that interview and the way that he talks in general is just so, he's so funny.
I think that's what Piers Morgan lacks. You know, Piers Morgan argues for the sake of arguing a lot of times. Even with other serious issues, it's like, oh, I changed my mind, whatever. But what it takes for him to get there, it's like he's not objective at all. He's super emotional, and it comes across. Whereas, what's his name, Tucker Carlson, he's the guy who doesn't have a TV, he doesn't have a smartphone. He's just chilling in the woods somewhere, like doing his thing.
American man.
Yeah, you know, like he's just chilling, with his pickup truck, like, and because he's lived the other life, you know, when he was on Fox and he was like fed all this nonsense about 9/11, whatever. So now that he's gone to the other kind of extreme, he's just kind of off the grid. So he doesn't have time for the.
So the angle I want to approach this from, because again, the clip would have got too long, but one of the points that he mentions is that, you know, as you're having more and more gay people inside the UK, I think he gave a stat like 10% people like are gay or something like that. In some places 30. So he was like, as that's happening, people are having less children.
Kids, yeah.
There you go.
So his point was, and he mentioned, this is a big theme of the discussion, right? Which is that having less kids, he's like, why do you guys want to have less kids? He goes, when you push homosexuality down people's throats, they're naturally going to have less children. So he's like, the issue is not immigration, is you guys hate yourself so much that you don't want to carry on your legacy. Do you know what I'm saying? So I wonder, is there a correlation here from like an economic perspective on having less kids, as in less of your population, right? And at the same time, even from a spiritual perspective, because subhanAllah, man, not only is the UK, according to Tucker, known for this, it's known for manufacturing riba and holding it down for the gays. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing that Allah destroyed the whole nation over. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Wow, it's powerful, Sheikh.
very powerful.
If you think of it that way.
Very powerful. Riba and like you have to understand, in America, they push the LGBT thing hard, but there's that element of you can say it. Like, bro, I'm not gonna say it. But oh, you don't watch the podcast, bro. He was mocking it. He was mocking the whole gay thing just to make a point that as Americans we can say it. In the UK, you get put in jail.
So,
Do you know what I'm saying? It's actually crazy, bro, that at the beginning he shows a video of a woman. She's praying outside of an abortion clinic.
subhanAllah, I was going to mention.
And she got arrested by the police
I was gonna mention.
for praying.
Yeah.
It's not a physical thing, bro. She's just, obviously she's Christian. She's doing whatever she's doing is you know, but she's praying for the babies to be saved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She got arrested for
I got
that.
arrested for that.
Imagine.
So so in America, I'm saying at least you can say.
Yeah, freedom,
Yeah,
freedom
no,
of
that's
speech.
wrong.
No.
You can't do that. So the UK, bro, is in a bad place. I'm saying, yo, Muslims,
Did you see the
just come over, bro.
Yeah,
the steel conglomerate Lakshmi Mittal the billionaire from UK. Did you see
So,
that?
yeah,
news?
he's
No, what was that?
relocating.
He's relocating to Dubai. He announced this.
Really?
And
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
big news. He's like a steel tycoon from
Oh, wow.
UK.
He's one of the richest Indians in the world.
Yes, one of the richest
I
Indians
think
in the world.
number 2 and number 3.
Yeah,
he
after
related?
the Ambanis and the Tata,
Yeah,
he's like
he's-
basically
Yeah, he's
up
top
there.
5.
He's
Yeah,
top
yeah,
5. I
top
would say
5
even
for
top
sure.
3 maybe, you know?
So is he bringing his steel production? over?
Everything. Like he's himself, his jurisdiction is going to be, you know, domed
Same
out
as, same as
of
the
Dubai.
No, but do
Revolut.
they manufacture steel in the UK?
No,
All over.
all over
No,
the
they-
world,
they've
but
bought.
his company
Yeah.
is basically domiciled out of UK.
Even the Revolut founder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
that's
here
true.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these guys.
So the UK, I'm honestly, look, from where I'm sitting, it seems peak. It seems like it's a very bleak line.
The writing's on the wall.
The writing's on the wall. But like, what can they do to get out of this right now? Is there a way for them, or is it just?
There's always a way. I mean, if you think about it, every economy had its renaissance. Every country had its own renaissance. It's not the end of the world, but they really need to reevaluate every single thing that they're doing. I mean, the UK, I remember even back in the day, you know, I remember reading all over the place on products and things, proudly made in Great
made
Britain.
in the
Remember
UK.
that?
Yeah.
Proudly made. You don't see that anywhere.
I've never seen that in my life. But I guess because
Apart from tea bags.
Yeah, that you don't see. They sold
even that they
Yeah.
took.
Bangladesh, brother, from Sylhet.
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But-
PG tips.
Yes.
Is it a Bengali monkey?
I think even Yorkshire tea is like,
tea bags.
So the tea bag, as in it's made there.
A lot of them. I don't know exactly that one, but a lot of them.
you know what? I'll
Because the
say,
monkey is the PG tips.
صح.
There's no monkeys in the UK.
No.
They imported their mask.
And there's no tea in the UK. No tea leaves.
Yeah.
I'll give you just a small parallel to show you how strong and resilient a country can be when, again, going back to what we were saying, when you have assets, when you own assets, when actually, let me label it properly, when you're a proprietor of whatever it is, whether it's the asset, the company, the technology, where you are the owner of whatever that service trade
It could
is.
be intellectual property.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Where I'm originally from, Syria, it was under sanctions even during the time of the previous dictator Bashar al-Assad. It was under sanctions for, I think, 50 plus years.
Yeah, since the 60s.
Yeah, since the 60s. They couldn't get any loans from the IMF. They couldn't get anything. Yet, they were almost 100% self-sufficient. Why? Because literally every single thing was made in Syria. From medicine to food, at some point automobiles, everything. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of strength and there is a lot of resilience and a lot of stability when you are the proprietor of whatever industry you have. Now take that, compound it, and then you have a proper economy. The UK sold off almost everything, all of their company. They have nothing left. The UK is basically not even owned by the British anymore.
Who's it owned by?
It's just owned.
Everyone else.
Everyone
Oh,
else.
as in Qatar.
Qatar,
Everyone
China, everybody. The
Even
London
everyone else.
Stock Exchange isn't owned by the UK.
What?
Yeah. The Qataris own it. The London Stock Exchange
That's mad.
itself is
that's
majority
news.
owned by
Yeah, I
Qatar.
didn't know.
Yeah.
So imagine
Sainsbury's is Qatar.
Who's it owned? By Qatar.
Yes. The sovereign wealth fund of Qatar owns crazy amounts in
I mean,
the
we
UK.
should be happy for that, obviously,
Of
because they're
course.
one of us. But what I'm trying to say is imagine as a Brit, as an Englishman,
Sah. Exactly.
we're just trying to think from their perspective because we want to apply how we would feel frustrated if that happened to us. So imagine how furious you would be that you have literally, like, you live in a place where nothing is owned by your own people.
But you know what the tragedy here is? Is that fury they're putting into what? Blaming immigrants.
by design.
Yeah.
That's by design.
Exactly.
Their government is allowing to come in because they need the labor.
Sah.
They actually need the workforce. You know, since Brexit, which was supposed to be this big move to end immigration, but since the whole deal went through, over 1 million people. But you know, the UK is
Tiny.
It's like 70 million population. 1 million people, bro. 1 million people in the last 2 years have just come into the country. We're not talking illegally.
Yeah, but like he said, it's by design because they also need these people, right? Because there's there's no reproduction. So basically, the average English person, the population is not increasing enough. But they need people. They need this workforce.
But what I'm highlighting here is that they're angry at the immigrants.
Angry at the wrong people.
It's the wrong people, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the wrong people. It's because, you know, I personally believe, you know, this might sound a bit intense, but the UK done a lot of oppression, man.
So,
you know, I was looking at I studied very deeply, man, over this last year or two, like what happened in Palestine, you know, and how we ended up losing Palestine in the way that we did. Let's make no mistake, man. The guys who brokered that deal was the UK. Bro.
Yeah, they're the choreographers.
Yeah, they were and not just that. There was a point at which it was possible for the Palestinians to prevent what was happening from happening. Right? There was an element of, wait, 1 second. They got caught by surprise, right? Because the big landlords were just selling off the land that the peasants lived on to these big Zionists, and they were just having to, like, overnight wait, just being turfed out. Because the way it used to work in those days, right, is that you wouldn't own the land, you just work on it. So if you sold the land to another landlord, it doesn't matter, you still work on it. You still work the land.
Nothing changes.
You pay him rent.
Yeah.
But these guys, no, get off the land, right? Doesn't matter if the land's not being used, if it gets destroyed.
Yeah, we don't want nobody on it.
We don't want anyone on it. So overnight, we just be moved out. It took them like a decade and a half, or 15, 17 years to wait. What's happening here? And the British is just trying to what? Just pacify them. Suddenly, there's a pushback from the Palestinians. And the pushback is intense, right? What happens? The British government this whole time, or the British mandate, British Empire, the British mandate inside of Palestine is playing this whole, no, we're here to keep the peace, we're going to keep everyone happy, keep you guys happy. Suddenly now, they up the ante, bro, on a level of destruction and violence that was so severe. I don't even think the designers have done as bad, bro. There's one book, right? You can find it on Amazon. I only ever come across one book that actually documents what the British did in Palestine. Bro, you know what they did? They systematically killed and eliminated any man that was intelligent or had leadership material or any degree of knowledge and intellect. They massacred 20% of the males. Bro, they literally, anyone that could get their people out of this mess, they destroyed them. This is not even a drop in the ocean of what the British did across the world, what the British Empire did across the world, not Muslim, but across the world. It's not even a drop in the ocean. So, we have a saying, right, in Punjabi. We say, Allah di lati beavaze, which is that when the punishment of Allah comes, when the retribution of Allah comes, it's so swift you don't even hear it. No sound. And literally what's happening to the UK right now, in terms of it imploding, it's just...
The chickens came home to roost.
Say that again, sorry?
The chickens came home to roost.
These chickens came home to roost. Break that down, I didn't get it.
So basically, this is what happens when you spread your evil and when you spread your, let's say, your vice all over the world. This is what happened. Now it's coming back to your turf.
Yep.
Implosion is happening.
Implosion, yeah. Like I said, I don't wish bad on anyone, bro. I ask Allah to guide and protect everyone.
Protect all of us.
Amin, right? But
if you're able to, look at other options. That's all we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
Because in a company, and it's not a matter of being disloyal or anything. In a company, if you're not treated the best, if your competency allows you to be somewhere else, do better, if the company's not treating you well, nobody stays in the company, right?
Hand in your resignation.
100%. So it's a country's a company.
100%. 100%. With that said, let's move on to our next story, right? Bangladesh is in the highlight. We have a Muslim social media app.
MashaAllah.
It's called the Hikmah app. It's a funny story. I was in Mirdif City Centre. We were having a meeting, and we actually met you that day, just before we met you.
Okay.
And subhanAllah, this brother, he stops us and he's like, it's you guys from social media. And he was like, I'm making a Muslim social media app.
MashaAllah.
Very nice brother. And we had a very interesting conversation. He's basically
So is this the founder of Hikmah?
Founder of Hikmah, yeah.
MashaAllah.
So I was like, look, bro. I was like, this is great. I was like, actually, one of my plans over the next 5 years is actually to create a social media platform for Muslims, right? We need it because we're being censored on X, we're being censored everywhere. People are being deplatformed, you know. Even here, we're here on YouTube. Allah knows, man. Like, bro, Meta just took off restricted our ads. Do you know what I'm saying? Just that could have shut us down if they weren't other options. My point is, I was like, look, bro, this is something that we need. We need a way to distribute our media, things that are important for us, our deen, our businesses, and be able to protect it. We're not trying to do anything dodgy, but we just need a platform that looks out for our people, right? I said, if you do it, I said, we've got the resources for you. We hinted to at the beginning, we're about to launch an app called Wisal, inshallah ta'ala. This is basically going to be an app that has Muslim experts, celebrities, people that, you know, other kind of people you'd want to talk to, and you can basically communicate with them through text messages or video calls for a very small fee. You can now connect with the, you know, scholars, students of knowledge, big businessmen, CEOs, you know, all sorts of people. And I was like, this app is going to have crazy amount of data. I'll gift it to you, inshallah. And fundamentally, adoption is what you need for these type of apps, right? So in order for it to be a social media, you're going to need these guys to be on there. So I'll give you the data, I'll push it. I said, we've got the cave, I'll give you my guys. I said, not just that, we've got guys inside of our network that have access to footballers and celebrities. Bro, you, Shaquille O'Neal and all them guys there, you know what I'm saying? So point me as like, look, I will support you. And I won't do it myself because I believe the Muslims need it. I just want to make sure that this is Islamically going to be legit. So he was like, yeah, you know, we're looking into that, Allah barik, we're trying to make sure nothing really haram is going to be on there. But when the conversation kind of deepened, it was clear that they need a bit of work in terms of actually having a scholarly body. And the first thing I just want to point out here, because I don't want to criticize them, because this is growing pains, is that you have to have a legitimate body of what?
Scholars.
Of scholars. When you do something like this, not one scholar, you have to have a few. And remember, look, you can get a fatwa now for anything. Like, pardon me for my crude example, but you get a fatwa for anal nowadays, right? You can get a fatwa for anal.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find.
You'll find it, right? There's always someone. You'll get a fatwa for stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's something that's clearly not allowed. So you have to get conservative, orthodox, educated, in line with the modern 21st day, right? Body of scholars, different schools of thought, no problem, right? But on the sunnah to basically tell you like how to govern that algorithm. Because the way that these apps work is that it's things that are on the fringes that go viral, right?
Course,
it's stuff that's either crazy right, crazy left, crazy slanderous. What's social media known for? Like
salacious,
salacious, you know, slander and scandals and all that stuff. So it's not gonna pick up unless you have the right balance of how to create interesting content, but at the same time, it's got to be within the bounds of the Sharia, right?
No.
And that's a struggle. That's a task. But at the same time, we need this app. So what's the greater of the two goods? What's the lesser of two evils? That's not me. That's a body of scholars who understand the world in which we live in to be able to mitigate that for you. So I hope that the brother will do that, inshallah ta'ala. But what are your thoughts on this, man? They launched it in Bangladesh.
Why did they select Bangladesh?
I don't know.
That's the first question.
Interesting, but sometimes there's traction, Sheikh, right? Maybe they had a bunch of influencers, maybe, I don't know, but they got 40.
Bangladeshis are usually very emotional. Maybe that's why.
Okay, I mean, there's 40,000 users, but I just want to know what you guys' initial thoughts are, man. This is on the App Store. I don't know if you've seen, look at the way they're advertising it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, and maybe we can break this down, man, from like a branding,
I'll tell you my
marketing
thoughts just quickly, from in terms of, as you said, like, you know, just build it, and then let's hopefully, like, growing pains, all these things, that's a good part. But I think when you're touching on such a sensitive topic where it has the implication of Islam and Sharia and all of these things, you have to come from, like, the vision has to be super clear and you have to work backwards from that, not the other way around. Like now, when we build, I like to break things. I like to just, what do they say, ask for forgiveness rather than asking for permission. That's the way I like to do things currently. But with something like this, it has to be a lot more thoughtful, because the implications are huge. And it could very easily, just as, for example, what's this, what's the one that they pay people, you know, for like just crazy videos?
OnlyFans.
Yes.
Yeah.
That didn't start like this. It started as just basically like, kind of like service-based. Yeah? Like you can just talk about it. Yeah, that's how it started. It's a family from Essex that started it. But the people that adopted it used it in that way.
Like school.com is for whatever, right? But
Yeah.
I guess entrepreneurs are the
Exactly.
ones that
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously then investment started coming from that side of the market.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course. The big porn industry, whatever.
Okay, it's actually Batman.
Of course. Yeah. And that's when it went. And obviously these people don't have what we have, alhamdulillah. So there's no morality issue. Money talks. Yeah. For, you're going to invest billion, khalas, let it go. But that wasn't the initial, target audience. And while startups, pivoting is the best thing about startups. Yeah. But like I said, when it's a subject that's so sensitive, you can't, you have to be clear from the beginning, and you're going to have to sacrifice so much.
Yeah.
Like maybe I won't have to make these sacrifices. If I get a good offer to do something and pivot in a certain way, let's do it. Because I don't have this sensitivity within the field that I'm in. So with this, you might have someone, as I said, like, throwing money at this. Yeah. But then you have to say, is it in line with that vision?
Like, for example, we discussed it on the previous episode. I'm not sure if you guys managed to catch up on it, right? But, Salam, which was supposed to be a marriage app, became social work and networking app. Do you know who they sold to?
Isn't it the Tinder owners?
But do you know who they are?
No.
Hardcore Zionists.
There you go.
It's a Zionist entity. And by the way, that acquisition was intentionally done quietly because they knew that if Muslims find out that a Zionist entity has purchased them, by the way, it happened after the genocide that's been in front of our eyes. Muslims would have never.
Yeah, they wouldn't support it.
But look at the audacity that these guys had the guts to do an acquisition that's at least 20 million. Between 20 to 50 million, because the numbers are not clear. Knowing that if the Muslims found out that they are the ones who purchased it, they will abandon ship. But they're so confident that the Muslims are either not going to find out, or even if they find out, they're still going to use it. We'll put 50 mil on your head, and what? Muslims, we laugh at you when we take your data. So the point is that you're right. So the vision has to be clear, right? Because you can't just be.
This is not one of those.
It's not. You can't be purely capitalistic here, because you got to look out for the affairs. What are your thoughts, Sheikh?
Do they have any Muslim influencers on board now, Sheikh?
In Bangladesh, I presume.
Okay. I have not done research of life.
I'm saying
I don't know.
I'm saying
you could be that guy.
But the interface looks clean.
It looks clean.
It looks very clean.
Looks very clean.
So far what I see, it looks very good, mashallah. I don't know much about it.
I tell you what my main concern is. By the way, I'm saying this, because I want good for the brothers.
Same.
Yeah,
for sure.
I tell you right now, if these guys take this burden off of our shoulders, we will support them. And I'm the kind of guy where I only look to do things in da'wah and business if it's to solve a problem. If someone's already solving that problem, I can support you in that. I don't need to do the exact same thing. But my worry is that, Sheikh, look at it from a branding perspective. Look, let me ask you a question. Who's going to download this? Who do you want to download this?
Youngsters.
That's how it starts off. TikTok started off with?
Yeah.
Gen
Z, basically.
It's always the youngsters, right?
That's the fastest distribution.
Unless there's a specific niche like LinkedIn, which is for what? For corporates. It's different, you know what I'm saying? But look, Snapchat started off with youngers, Facebook started with the youngers, TikTok with the youngers, Instagram with the youngers. It's always starting off with the youngers, right? But just look at their preview. A social network built on values. Does any youngster care about that? What youngster cares about that?
Yeah, none.
But do they want the youngsters to care about it?
Okay, which adult cares about that? Who cares about a social network built
It's
on
so
values?
vague anyway.
Do you care about that?
I mean, I do, but
No, but as in, would that make you download it and leave Instagram?
No.
Not leave Instagram, but maybe download it.
Download it, but are you going to use it? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You're trying to be nice. I'm trying to help brothers.
Yeah. No, not nice. I'm just trying to understand because I've not done research.
Okay, share your thoughts, story with everyone. Have a meaningful discussion on topic. Like, who cares about that? Your profile rooted in... This is the one that upset me. Your profile rooted in integrity.
Your what?
Your profile rooted in integrity. But who cares? Who cares about their profile being rooted in integrity? As in, yeah, we care, but this is not a branding play. This is not gonna get people to download.
No, it's not just that. But even, for example, the way that I would argue is that I could have my Instagram and it's still rooted in integrity because I choose what's on my profile.
You personally are an integrity guy.
I don't.
But then the next person
exactly.
Not
so
gonna be.
I don't. It's kind of. I don't.
It's
know.
about the culture of the app. It's not about the user.
I found a Canadian.
Yeah, I think they need to have like some. He had Brother Sam asked a really, really good question, and that's the number one thing that you should, when you want to adopt something like this, is you should have real role models, big known social media or let's say celebrities that actually have an impact. People, I don't know, people like Khabib or people that like real big Muslim names that can actually, promote this app, and it needs to. For me, every time I think of these things, I always think of that book. It's one of the most amazing books I've ever read. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy.
Yes.
It's basically always think
Niche.
blue ocean,
Yes.
think niche.
Think niche.
Think niche. What am I doing differently? Because here you're not going against the wave. You're just going with the wave, and there are sharks much bigger than you.
So I'll tell you something interesting, right? Because hopefully we can give the brothers some value here, inshallah ta'ala. And like I said, I want khair for them. And by the way, this is what they're planning to do. When they had met us, they had just, I won't mention, but they just had a meeting with one of the biggest names in the Muslim world, right? Who, if they get him on board, it should be good traction for them, inshallah. But traction is not enough, right? Because with all due respect, Mufti Menk backed an app called Simply Nikah, right? By the way, I have no vested interest in this because Sunnah Match was my product, but I'm not involved in Sunnah Match anymore at all, right? Even though I believe it's a great product. So I'm not saying this to bash, to put this one down, to lift mine up. I thought that's it. I spoke to Abbas, CEO of Sunnah Match. He used to be my partner. I said, basically,
Boy cook.
Yeah.
give up, brother. Mufti Menk.
Yeah, it's the top.
Mufti Menk. When Mufti Menk comes to down, bro, you have to pack up the shop.
Exactly.
Mufti Menk is the big
He's going to take that.
Yeah.
All the customers are gone.
That's a dream to have on your product. You know what I'm saying? Wahid, look what he did for Wahid, right? I mean, Khabib. So
Did he really do that sign, or it was AI? I always had that question.
we can ask him maybe one day, inshallah.
I just don't believe
Which sign?
he did this.
Oh, the heart sign.
But
Wallah.
the product, again, from what I've seen online, and I wish them khair, I wish the founder khair. I have nothing against the product. I'm just talking in business terms. So there seems to be a lot of
Issues.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like with the product itself. So it's not enough just to have
So-
a big brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Because Wahid, put aside the difference of opinion on the permissibility on it, and, you know, obviously whether you should be investing in the stock market or not for whatever reason, put that aside. The product bangs.
Exactly.
The product bangs. It works. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is an issue that these men are going to have. So anyway, in terms of Blue Ocean, I was having this conversation with Brother Faisal Deen, right? So Hikmah brothers, if you join the network, maybe inshallah you can get access to these guys. So he's the CEO of one of the biggest digital marketing agencies in the world, but he manages the region. Sorry, he's left to do his own thing now. I was having a conversation. I was like, I want to launch my own app. Like, how would I do it? So he was just freestyling with me over some karak chai, and he was like, so here's what I would do. I would look at what are things that you find interested in and create an app that pushes that type of stuff first and foremost. So for example, because these guys have data on the back end, he's like, we know that football in the region is growing. So imagine an app that has some sort of football results, updates, advantage, soccer, for example, on the platform. It's like this, because you can pivot later.
So?
But in order to gain traction, what if you created an app that's all about the you know, he explained it in a way that was more articulate than me, but something about creating something that catches the attention of the youth from the angle of soccer that doesn't already exist, but specifically with regards to players in the region.
So?
And that gains traction. Next thing you know, you can pivot to this, to that, but you've already got
What you mentioned pretty much for the other one.
like TikTok used to be what? You know what it used to be called?
What, TikTok?
Musically.
Yeah.
It was just about songs that you mime to.
So?
Do you know what I'm saying? So the point is that this is how you can do these cool little things to kind of grab people's attention from a different angle, and the next thing you know, you keep pivoting to you can go mainstream. But the message that I would love to leave with not just these brothers, any brother, is that if you're doing anything that has any religious implication, in fact, even if it's not religious implication, because business has religious implications, period.
No.
But you have to have, you know how you have a C-suite, right? There has to be you have to have a mufti on there, bro.
Dean Suite.
There has to be a dean suite, bro. You know what I'm saying? CMO, Chief Mufti Officer. Sorry, Chief Sharia Officer. Chief Sharia Officer. CSO, bro. You have to. You have to have it, bro. Or consultancy. And you should be willing to pay people bucks for this. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's needed.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
No, I agree with everything, Sheikh. Just point on Faisal Deen. Marshal, he basically LinkedIn and Shobha Realty, just to speak to his qualification. Basically, they had managed Shobha's account for like 3 years.
The LinkedIn?
No, like the off-plan
the
sales,
whole thing, yes.
the whole campaign
for
Shobha and Illington. And alhamdulillah, we're actually hiring them, Sheikh. We had a 1.5 hour call. I'll fill you in on that. Some very good strategic proposals. Like just had the call today. Oof. Basically, I gave them the
Really?
mission that whatever you propose, we need to be sold out on all the units in 30 days of launch. And being a first-time developer doing that, but he took it. He took on it.
Allah Mabarak.
That's
That's
part of
that,
the
brother.
KPIs.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
30 day, 94. I said, I don't care about
How much is it going to cost?
Well, tomorrow he's going to give the price. He's going to drop the bomb tomorrow.
Yeah. He lets you simmer for 24 hours.
Can
You
I
know,
tell you
just,
something? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Number one, you'll be shocked how reasonable their pricing is.
Inshallah, Sheikh.
Number two, they're open to negotiation.
But the main thing is their
Should I
professionalism,
say that?
man. The way, like we recorded the call. I'm going to actually share it with you, Mohamed. Watch it in bits, brother.
share it
Like
with me
you'll
as well?
be, yeah, of course, Sheikh. Like it's so much to learn, man, because they have data. Like going back to the power of data, they have data of the users, like how many users from within UAE go to Bayut, but what's their nationality?
Oh,
Can you imagine? I'm like, how do you have that? Then they explain how they have that. So I could be going to Bayut from UAE, which is basically 56% of people they showed me go to Bayut from within UAE. 56% of Bayut's traffic is from UAE. The second largest, surprise, surprise, USA.
oh wow.
It's not India.
Very
It's not
interesting.
Russia.
It's
It's not
USA?
China. It's USA guys going to Bayut
Wow.
from USA, bro.
that's crazy.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you thought that there was not much noise from the USA here.
Yeah, so
but
they're
that
not.
platform.
Yes, they're not bringing the money yet, but they're like
They're
thinking.
looking.
They're
They're
looking.
actively.
They're actively
Allah
looking.
Akbar.
Bayut is like the lowest hanging fruit. When you're on Bayut, you're serious to make a move.
By the way, you know how they know this data? They've
Yeah.
they've got access to platforms that you would pay $20,000 a month, $50,000 a year that give you access to this
data.
type of data.
Yeah, they have line of credit with Google.
MashaAllah.
So their ad account will never respond, man. It's stop, man. Wow. it's just like
That's what we're doing. We just moved our money to
Postpaid.
postpaid
yeah.
and a huge line
Just
of credit.
use and then we'll charge you later. Subhanallah. But this is the way
But
it
that
needs
could
to
have
be.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That has like implications though in terms of fees,
What, Sheikh?
this like credit stuff. There's no interest, right?
No. It's usage
Yeah,
based.
no, it's basically
usage-based.
postpaid.
Yeah,
not
it's like
line of credit.
AWS,
Line of credit is
all
not
these
the
things.
right word. Postpaid,
Yeah, it's
basically, is the right
postpaid.
word.
You know what I've been thinking now? We've been talking for like almost 2 hours.
I think a little over that now. Bro.
No, but like it's. I'm just thinking, and I'm like, what an exciting time
Yup.
for a young Muslim to be alive in right now.
Sah. Wallah, it's true.
What an like the opportunities that they have right now, and the way that the markets are shifting, and everything that we discuss is literally accessible to all of them.
Alhamdulillah.
Like just how these things would have been unimaginable back in the day.
Even this conversation. Can you imagine a conversation like this, high level business stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where you're actually getting like, bro, there's stuff that people like, you could be, bro,
Yeah,
what you just shared about Bayut, right? Any guys who's in the real estate space,
I don't know if I was even supposed to share it because it's there.
Yeah.
They paid a
Like,
lot of
where-
money for it,
where-
and I'm paying
where
a lot
else
of money.
would you
to
get this
where would you
information?
get this
Like
from?
you would have to spend hours and no million people to just get something that
Yeah.
he mentioned. Just
but now if you're a
within
smart
few
broker,
seconds.
bro, I'm sure you could do something with that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
My point is that, and then also this is in the lens of the Sharia.
Yep.
But this is not something that you could find elsewhere. You know, with Allah's wishes, tawfiq and His fadl, alhamdulillah. Like, man, even can I just say something? You know, there's a lot of brothers that don't come on these podcasts for whatever reason. I don't know why. Successful Muslims just don't like to come.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, you can.
Wild. I'm so sorry.
Go
to
on,
cut
please,
you
please,
off.
please. But I just want to say thank you for you guys coming.
Yeah, so sorry, Sheikh.
ahead.
Quickly, I'll mention. While I was driving, I just remember I was like, I did something on Hikmah on ChatGPT before coming because you posted this as
Yeah,
a topic. I was like,
yeah.
I need to research. I just remembered. I put on ChatGPT. I'll show you after the podcast. Tell me about this Hikmah social media app for Muslims. You know what it said?
What?
It said it's founded by one and only Imran Ibn Mansur. Dawah man.
Because I just searched it.
Because you just searched
Oh
it.
my God.
I just remembered it. I'll show it to you.
That is
the power of
so
AI.
funny.
Putting you
They
in
don't
the
have
mix.
the point. The main reason I'm mentioning this
He's
is
the number one investor. That's why he's talking about it.
They made him a celebrity already or a founder.
No,
No,
Sheikh,
because I literally searched it on ChatGPT.
no, Sheikh,
earlier.
the main reason I'm mentioning this because they're not doing probably, I don't know, Hikmah, right? Probably they're not doing good enough job on their SEO wise.
yeah.
So
if you
ChatGPT,
mention
the
it,
only thing
Sah.
that it was able to find was Imran Ibn Mansur going nuts with it, like Hikmah.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, oh, he's the founder.
Wow.
You know, ChatGPT
That's
hallucinates.
crazy.
You know, it
Of course,
hallucinates.
of course.
But no, this is deep. This is why the brothers need to be in the cave Because they can have access to guys
I'll show you guys after
that
the
do
podcast.
SEI on ChatGPT. By the way, you know these guys do SEI on face on these guys.
Yes.
SEO on ChatGPT.
they're-
Of course.
Out of the 1 hour,
course.
42 minutes call we had today, good 20 minutes was their strategy, how they're going to put us on ChatGPT and the Google AI. When you search, how,
nice.
like, is investing with Sakina is a good idea, or is investing in Majan a good idea?
Yeah.
Now it's going to be...
You need to be popping up.
Inshallah,
So
yeah.
now you got what?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the way.
Machine learning engineers on the back end of the
exactly.
marketing strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to
Alhamdulillah.
populate it.
Guys, you can apply
Alhamdulillah.
to join the cave. The link below, inshallah. For your 79 invest. See the
We're all
corporate
happy
cave.
members
Exactly.
of the cave, and
Alhamdulillah.
we're not getting paid to say it.
Since we're talking about marketing and we're also talking about the youngers and so on and so forth, so Sam, you've been wanting to talk about this article that was published on Wall Street Journal. It's titled "What CMOs Should Know About Gen Z." Right. So why was this interesting to you?
I think not only CMO, Sheikh, what I took interesting from there, we all have to learn and adapt to how do we sell and market and communicate with the Gen Zs. Because they're the buyers now. Okay. And
So
they're
what age are we
actually-
talking? Because I'll be honest, I get confused. Gen Z, Gen X.
So Gen Zs,
what?
typically they say born between 1997 to 2012.
Okay, the one right after me.
To 2012 though, Sheikh.
Yeah.
So even the one born in 2008.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay.
He's how old now? 17. He'll be 18 next year. So he can buy.
Sah.
Next year, he's your buyer, Sheikh.
And he's a crypto kid.
Yeah, he's born in 2008.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
That's
oh
mad.
my God, it's so hard for me to fathom.
Don't do drugs. Don't do crypto, guys.
So basically, what do they care about? So they care a lot about...
Wait, crypto.
Oh, he linked it.
Sorry, I just had to.
Ustad
I just
Muawiyah.
had to. You can clip that if you don't want.
No, we'll keep it there. We'll keep it there.
But basically, Sheikh, what do they care about? We have to learn. That is my main thing. For example, if you're raising capital from a 19-year-old, it's not the same conversation. It's not the same points that would hit him. It's something different.
So-
They care a lot about sustainability. They care a lot about green ecosystem. Most of them, Sheikh. If they're going to universities, that's what they're getting indoctrinated with, right?
That's the key though, is that if they're going down that same mainstream route of the same education, all of this, they get fed that ESG, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
What's ESG?
It's environmental, was it environmental,
Social
governance.
Okay. Wow.
And you have a score. Companies have a score, and based on that score, that's the credit they get from the big boys. BlackRock, this, that. You need to have a high score.
They have
Even in, I remember.
LGBTQ one as well.
Yes,
Isn't it?
that's part of ESG.
That's part of ESG.
I remember in the UK, I was working for a
Inclusivity.
huge company, and I used to think to myself, it's in the construction industry, huge, behemoth. And I was thinking, why do they have literally, it's proper English construction. These people are like the furthest away from the LGBT thing. But in their logo, all on their marketing, was the colors. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I realized why.
Because
when you go in
the
the
checks,
Exactly.
you get the contracts from the government.
Exactly. Because if your score's low, then you can't go for the credit. And
Interesting.
so, subhanAllah.
Okay, so
Quick thing on CMO, what the Wall Street Journal mentioned is basically when you're marketing to Gen Zs, you cannot talk to them, you have to show them. So basically those like fancy advertising videos, like the ones that we grew up watching, more than that, document your journey, what you're doing. Let's say we're doing construction, you show the construction site. Basically document the journey. And that's why the live streamers are the top right now.
Interesting.
Because you're documenting and you're showing. That's the language Gen Zs understand. Not a recorded, well shot,
Nah.
It's good. You do that for your corporate and polish. But if you're talking to Gen Z, you rather show them than just telling them. They just see. They want to. That's how they think. And of course, the attention span and all that they talk about.
Also motivate through micro influences and social capital rather than traditional search engines. So this is interesting, right? Because obviously one of the brothers inside of our network, Abu Lahya, he has a educational product where he teaches people how to set up their own influencer marketing agency. Very successful, Allah Barak. They were 95+% success rate, right?
Allah.
And one of the criticisms that he gets, and I also had this conversation, is that, well, aren't you saturating it, you know? And he showed me the stats. I was mind blown. He's like, bro, the influencer marketing market is far from being saturated. It's only at 5%.
Let me show you. I want to show you.
Please show him, Piers.
A very interesting graph.
And I was mind blown at this. Like, bro, we haven't even tapped into it.
Haven't even
And
scratched
there's a
the
difference
surface.
between major macro influencers and micro influencers are like a guy, bro, who might have 5,000, 10,000 followers. But those 5,000, 10,000 that he has in his niche, in his community, bro, they're more responsive and more engaged with him than a guy who's got 1 million. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is also a very interesting play, which is just get a guy to give, because even right now, we're thinking, right, you know, through Sheikh Uthman Farouqi, you know, he gave da'wah to a lot of live streamers. A lot of live streamers have done what? But they've accepted Islam at his hands. Allah's permission is tawfiq. Bro, live streamers, bro, they're bigger than Hollywood stars right now.
For sure.
This is crazy. So we're thinking of, or we were having conversations because he was like, you know, some of these guys, they're looking for opportunities to do like, you know, some type of like halal type of stuff, you know, or maybe stuff what they do is not haram, but how can they capitalize? Because one of the brothers, Sneeko, that you mentioned on the podcast with me, that he got a $20 million offer annually, right, from a casino. And he turned it out for the sake of Allah. Yeah, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, subhanAllah al-Azim, bro, like imagine getting one of these guys to promote your something.
I think even now you've got the macro influencers are actually coming into the streaming business because it's so lucrative.
But I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Last year at the 1 billion followers summit, which is one of the largest or probably the best social media content creation summit that happens here every year. So there was a presentation by this company called eMarketer. I don't know if you guys see this. I'm going to try and make it clear. So the title is just a slide.
We'll put it on the screen.
Well, I'll send it to you.
Yes.
This title is U.S. social video ad spending will surpass linear TV and ad spending for the first time in 2025.
What, it hasn't even happened yet?
Imagine.
No.
One second.
We're still at the beginning.
It hasn't even happened yet.
It's just
that is crazy.
Look at this. See this cross point? This red line is the social media ad spending. It just 2025 just passed linear TV. This is the black line. Wow. So look how this has been declining, and look how this has been going up.
Subhanallah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the power.
We're at the beginning.
We're just at the beginning. We're just at the beginning. Still this year. We're just at the beginning.
It's always the case. You think
the
that
US
you're in a saturated market.
US advertisers, will spend over 10 billion more on social video than linear TV in 2025.
Bro, I'm mind blown at that. I would have thought we surpassed it years ago.
I can't remember the last time.
In certain sectors
TV.
We did, Sheikh, and that's why it feels like. But overall, like brother's saying, we're just gonna do it. Yeah.
So now you're still at like. It's still not that. I was reading. Gary V.
Yes.
Gary V. He was saying that live social selling basically is gonna be $1 trillion industry, and we're just at the starting point now.
You know what blows my mind about this is that within our network, right, we speak a lot to very wealthy, very successful business owners. And you'd come into the Sheikh before we met. Majority of them do not have a solid marketing strategy on online.
Yeah.
Right? Like you've made so much money, Allah Barik, through, you know, contacts, network, outreach, just a hard hustle. But now you're talking to Faisal,
that's what I was just going to say. I still have not, probably I'm doing 1 out of 10. You know, Sheikh, we still have not even touched the surface.
You're just organic. It's 1 year on organic, Allah Barik, 20,000 subscribers, great branding, marketing, messaging. You're getting your niche, Allah Barik. But this is nowhere.
I haven't touched anything,
So the potential
is huge.
And that's why having people like Faisal, you know, I'll mention something that might throw some people off. Just an interesting fact. Ustad Hisham Abu Yusuf.
No.
Are you guys familiar with him?
Hisham Abu Yusuf, no.
He's
is that the Sheikh brother's video I shared with you, Sheikh?
Yes,
Marshal.
If I show you right now, you're gonna be like, oh, him.
He's
blowing up
everywhere now on YouTube.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Very well soft spoken.
Yeah, very soft spoken. Allahumma barik. Is he Egyptian?
No. He's Indian.
He's Bangladeshi, right?
Is he Bangladeshi?
I have no idea.
Oh, yes, the young brother. Of course. Yes. And he has some emotional ones.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what's known about this?
So it's not. He's a student of knowledge. He's a da'i. He gives lectures. Very powerful. Allah Barik. He's actually a bona fide marketer. Allah Barik.
Allahumma barik.
He was actually our first ads guy that we hired a decade ago.
Allahumma
But
barik.
put that to a side because he was too advanced for us. Allah barik at that time. He works, mashallah. I don't know if he'd want me to mention, but he worked for an amazing marketing agency, then left it, and now, if I'm not mistaken, he leads the marketing for Tertil.
Allahumma barik.
I hope I'm being accurate.
Tertil the AI, the Quran.
Yeah.
the translation
Quran,
AI
yes,
app.
exactly.
So point being is that, mashallah, tabarakallah, you know, people, the reason I'm mentioning that is because people think that the Shaykh or that he doesn't have
Yeah,
a
it's like
job.
he can't do, yeah.
Nah, he's doing his
Facts,
thing. It's
facts.
great. Allah
Inshallah,
barik.
Allah barik.
Allah barik. But point being is that, yeah, having Muslims like this who know marketing at this level, and like with the brothers that we have and the new CMO that we just hired, Brother Tahmid, wallah, it's going to be a competitive advantage, inshallah. And I'd hate to say it, I know it seems like I'm just promoting the cave, but these guys are in the cave.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, it's just as we find
It's
them.
powerful what you said there. You know, even me, I wouldn't have thought like these sheikhs are doing things like to that caliber.
Yes,
Because you think he doesn't have time, probably. You know, like he's just his head's always in the
Barakah
Quran.
they have in their time. man.
Exactly.
That is
This is the
concept,
difference.
brother.
And you know, like when I watch now these entrepreneurs in like in industries that I'm in, for example, is what you said is exactly true. I'm not Gen Z, but what appeals to me is like building in public is what they call it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like following these guys like a day in the life of a, you know, real estate CEO or whatever. To you, it might just seem so boring. This is just my normal.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, oh my goodness, you see, he just came from
Do you know
this
what's
and he
deep
did
about
this.
that? Do you know what's deep about that? Because he actually did a video day in the life, yeah, and he was like in a car. I think we were in the G-Wagon, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, by the way, guys, people keep wanting me to make these day in the life videos. This is the day in my life. I just had a meeting with an investor. I couldn't record it because obviously it's confidential.
Yeah.
My day's just meetings.
Yeah.
Basically, in his day in the life, he was trying to tell you.
It's like so boring to me.
Yeah.
Bro, that was one of his
There you go.
biggest
Subhanallah.
lead-generating videos.
Subhanallah.
Man, I couldn't record the previous meeting, and I'm like, I'm going to another meeting. I asked him, can we record? He first said yes. Now he's saying no, that I can't record. So the video is just me in the car.
But that's the realism, though. People are like, "Oh my goodness, is that what really happens?"
That really
behind
happens.
closed doors.
100%.
Subhanallah.
So funny.
But our industry is fun. We're gonna be biased. Our industry is fun. It's a lot of drama. It's
Mohamed
a lot of problems.
has some ideas on video, chef. Inshallah.
Yeah.
Working on something.
I love it.
Yeah, our it's if we had to make a reality TV show, real estate and construction, real estate development is the place to do.
You don't need to do any editing. Just
No,
happens.
it's just drama from the moment you walk in the office.
So you should live stream then.
Oh yeah, but well, I mean,
You will see, chef.
You'll see.
Inshallah.
Put the camera on the hard hat.
We're
You know,
working
on the hard hat.
There's something cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, Alam Badik. Real estate developers live streaming. With tokenization, all these kids are gonna buy.
Crypto boys are
Then we
going
can
to be
Sheikh
back.
Uthman to bring Sneeko. Yeah, to bring Sneeko, Akiway, and all the other
Exactly.
brothers.
Yes.
Oh,
By the way, Sheikh Usman truly never sleeps, man.
oh no, Sheikh, he doesn't. Man.
I text him, he's up.
Yeah.
US time, sleeping time. I'm like, where are you, Sheikh? Like,
What time zone do you operate in?
seriously, man, he never sleeps.
Well, the guy's hard
Back,
working.
though.
Yeah.
Well, the guy's
Wallahi, never
phenomenal.
sleeps, man.
Well, the guy's phenomenal.
But again, it's the barakah in his time. bro.
Yes, yes,
He says.
And I just want to also say, like, you know what? I actually was going to say this at the beginning of the episode. Because the Sheikh got some haters. Want you haters to ban?
Who got some haters?
The Sheikh.
The chef.
He's got some haters.
Yeah.
And I just want to know. I want you to know. Ban. Kun mutu bi ghayrikum. Die with your rage. Because we back the Sheikh.
But you know, they say
I'm a loyal guy, man.
The
You know,
only way to know you've succeeded is when you got the haters.
when you got the haters.
Without them, you
But
haven't
you know,
done
there's a
anything.
lot of this shady stuff, man. You know, which is
Brother.
like people just throw you under the bus.
What impact are they making? None.
I don't even mean impact. Impact is a great thing, man. But you have to be loyal to people,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm
Come on.
saying?
We
On
heard the
that note,
stories.
shout out to my brother Adam Al Maghribi, one of the most loyal guys I know. I just
We should
thinking
make
about it today.
a podcast on loyalty,
We
chef.
should.
That's a good one.
Loyalty,
Subhanallah.
loyalty.
That's a really good
Yeah,
one.
we don't turn our back on our
Fact.
boys. You know what I'm saying?
We're here.
We have to go down with our boys. Yassine, where's Yassine? Man didn't forget you.
So he needs to rest.
Yasin has been doing hijrah from that chair to that chair and back and forth. He did hijrah like 10 times. I'm like, bro, this guy is like about to pass out. Like he's
Subhanallah.
Maskeen.
But if I leave him at home, my goodness.
Guys, we have 3 more stories to cover. Do you want to go for them a bit quickly?
Yeah, let's go,
Because
man. Yeah, let's
obviously
go, man.
we're running out of time. But
good.
just very quickly, does anyone have any background in terms of quantum computing? Because Saudi Arabia has just got their first industrial quantum computer. Aramco is the company that's actually got it. Anyone have a background in this to know how significant this is?
I don't know I did a little bit of research when you sent us the topics, and basically what I understood is that it's a great step in, again, going back to the same topic that we were discussing in terms of proprietorship. Proprietary. Can't even say the word anymore. Whatever.
Proprietary.
Yes, and basically they will own everything apart from the hardware, which is a very big step. But the hardware still comes from Pascal,
France. Yeah.
So at least they're 50% there, which
It's a
is
big step. To even
is a
have a
big
quantum
step.
computer in the first place.
which is a big step, because I mean you have now 50% of that that asset, 50% of that, like that tool on your ground.
So just a couple of things I'll share. Again, I'm not an expert in this, but I dived into it a little bit, and I think it's very interesting. So for people that don't understand, you have to pardon me, all of the physicists and computer experts out here, if I don't explain it properly. But from what I've understood, right? So if you imagine a normal computer, you tell it to look behind a door, it will open each door one at a time, right? Find the treasure, it will look behind each door one at a time. But a quantum computer will say, bro, I've looked at 100,000 doors at the exact same time, and I already know where the treasure is and what. Right? So it basically goes through different... It goes through the trial and error process with multiple different variables at the exact same time. And it's very effective when it comes to, for example, like Aramco is an energy company, right? So they dig up oil and a bunch of other stuff.
Geological studies.
Right? So if, for example, when you're trying to work out, where is the oil? It can work it out so much more faster. It can do these tests simultaneously, instantaneously. So it can go through all these variables so much faster than... That's why quantum computers are so effective for hacking. Because when you want to hack someone's account and you, for example, go through, you try a password and it'll say, it might take you 10, 15 years or 20 years before you work out what the combination is. Like a quantum computer could do it like that.
It's like the difference between when you see those films and they've got the stethoscope and they're trying to crack the safe.
Yes.
And then nowadays they just come with something like "Teet," and it's just open.
Right. It's one time, it just checks a bunch of different things. So quantum computers actually can be used for portfolio management as well. And like HSBC and some other entities have actually done that, which is that you basically use it to just look at different assets and look just what's going to be the highest return, lowest risk type of thing. So there's only about 50 to 70 quantum computers that exist in the world.
Really?
Right? Yes.
Yeah,
there's not a...
actual quantum.
Yeah.
Because the rest is all theoretical.
And
the power it takes and everything, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's about,
and Saudi's one, I think it's 200 qubits is the metric. 200 qubits, it's one of 10 to 15 that are at that level in the entire world. It's a massive move. Now, Saudi Arabia has kind of been lacking in the AI race. The UAE has kind of been progressing in that regard.
Yeah, they're the leaders for sure.
But you need both. Because quantum helps make the AI thing. It's kind of like, it's kind of like pouring gasoline over the fire. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy that obviously with G42 here in the UAE, there's progress with AI, and in terms of hardware and quantum computing, Saudi's taking a serious step in the right direction along Barak. So this is good.
Sure.
Reason we're highlighting these things, just showing that there's khair, there's things, good things that are happening, and hopefully we want to see more of this.
For
See some Malaysia, Bangladesh, want to quantum computers.
Inshallah, Shanillah.
Help.
Inshallah.
Let's make it happen.
Inshallah.
We'll call the president, Sheikh. You were supposed to meet the president, weren't you?
But then he's scared to meet anyone until the election. The interim.
But you were going to meet him, right?
Yeah.
Why did you not go to the meeting?
That was a meeting with the seller.
Because he had a deal.
Yeah. You remember?
He had a deal. Serious real estate guy. He said no. He said no to meeting the president to sign a contract for a land. Anyway, this article came out, top 100 CEOs in the region in 2025. Yeah, I'm just gonna read you like the top 10. What companies these are CEOs of, and I just want to hear your thoughts. If you see anything interesting, any pattern that sticks out here. So the first guy is the CEO of Saudi Aramco, yeah, which is what type of company?
Oil and gas.
Energy.
No.
Yeah, energy. Then the second one is the CEO of ADNOC. What type of company is it?
Energy.
Energy. Yeah. Next one, the CEO of Emirates, which is
banking,
aviation. Emirates Airlines.
Emirates Airlines,
Yeah,
okay.
which is aviation. The fourth one is the CEO in investments.
G42.
No, I think that one comes. The fifth one is CEO of Qatar Energy, which is
Energy. So
energy. Bro, the sixth one, Kuwaiti Petroleum Corporation, which is
MashaAllah.
energy.
Oh, yeah.
Energy. Seventh one is healthcare in Saudi Arabia.
What's the price of oil? I think that might be the reason.
Eighth one is telecommunications in Egypt.
MashaAllah.
Let me just go through the first. Ninth one is banking. 10th one is also, I think, banking. Point being is the majority of them are energy. And I was like, wow, are we in the wrong business? Like, why is
But these are state-backed, Sheikh, so we can't be in those businesses.
You can never be in those
No,
businesses.
but what is that? The reason why I'm interested in this, because I just want to look at it from like first principles. What makes energy so valuable? And it just sounds like such a dumb thing, but
You interact with energy in everything you do.
yeah, you need energy
Everything
to power
you
everything.
wear, not just everything you wear, everything you touch has some sort of plastic, which is also then byproducts of oil and gas, and everything that we. And the thing is, this is the design and the build, like in the last 200 years or whatever. It was built to consume this energy. So now we can't just stop and say, okay, khalas, we're gonna eat plants from tomorrow. It might sound nice, but these energy companies are the ones that are gonna continue to win.
Because not even AI.
No,
Because AI needs
energy. Why Aramco? You said before, Aramco is the one with the quantum computing.
Yeah.
Because they have the energy.
they have the energy.
And you have to keep something in mind also when it comes to energy. The money circulation is very limited. It's always within a very few set of hands because the supply chain is incredibly vetted and incredibly limited. So when the tenders come out from all these governments, whether Qatar, here, Saudi, it's a hand-selected few suppliers, few companies that they just work with, and it's just...
Yeah, it just stays in a small circle.
It stays in
goes
a small
round and
circle
round.
because of obviously a lot of reasons: quality, risk, familiarity.
Like it's the assets are owned by the state, right? In the first
of
place,
course.
right? The energy is coming from the ground. The ground is owned by. But the lesson that I learned from this, not necessarily directly connected to energy, but I was like, wow. So the greatest money is at the beginning of the supply chain.
Come on.
That's the thing that blew my mind.
صح.
And I want to hear your thoughts on it, Sam. But I had a conversation with one of my neighbors, right? It's a young kid. He's at school. He wanted to be a doctor until he spoke with us.
Yeah.
And he wants to be an entrepreneur.
I wants to join the cave.
Allah
More
Akbar.
about
So he comes to me just generally. I meet him at the salah on our way back. He just throws different. What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea?
Mashallah.
Every idea he gives me, I tell him, bro, just do it. He said to me, I want to create like a talabat or like a keto, like a noon, but in Afghanistan. Because Afghani, he's like, none of this
Mashallah.
exists there. So as we were talking, I was like, bro, sure, do it. Like, I'm not gonna ever knock any kid down, bro. You can produce
So-
whatever you can with Allah's permission. Go do it. But he goes, no, but it's gonna be hard because there's not really a banking infrastructure there. Again, I don't know if what he was saying was accurate or not, so please don't get offended, my fellow Afghani brothers. I love you guys. But according to him, there's no banking infrastructure, right? There's no like payment gateways that are set up. So then I said, bro, why don't you solve that problem? Like you're the problem here is a local payment provider, right? Local payment processing issue. And I don't know the specifics of like how to get it done, but I said, if you solve that problem, if you create the PayPal, the Stripe of Afghanistan, or you team up with someone that does that, I said, bro, you solve a problem that everyone's gonna need. You're gonna make more money than the talabat and the keto because
They're gonna come to you.
They're all gonna come to you.
So,
The one who solves the
Top of the food chain, basically.
top of the food chain, and I guess that's real estate, isn't it?
Yeah, development in real estate. If you going to the source, the land, everything comes after it.
But you also have construction companies.
Yep.
This is an unfair advantage.
We have more things coming up.
Yeah. Allah Barik. But this is very interesting for me personally.
Of course.
Just that as a lesson.
One thing I want to mention quickly on the energy shift.
Yeah.
Like, of course, the energy prices. If you see US, China, and Russia, their production is decreasing, and they will one day run out of oil. Okay, Sheikh?
Yeah.
After that, inshallah, Saudi oil and the Middle Eastern oil will still remain as part of the data.
So how much oil? Because I used to hear things when I was a kid. In 2025, Saudi Arabia's going to run out of its oil. Like, what is? But right now, this man got a quantum computer, bro. You know what that means? A quantum computer, bro. That means you got crazy amounts of energy still left in the earth that you can extract.
They're still finding. It's literally, I think a few years ago, there was like one of the biggest wells they found underground. As technology improves, they will keep finding more. They'll keep finding it further down. They'll keep finding it horizontally, which is fracking. All these things didn't exist before. The UK is sitting on billions of cubic tons of shale gas that they're not willing to extract.
Why?
Because of the ESG.
Is that true?
Yeah, of course. Is it true that it's
going to harm the environment?
You know, I did my dissertation on this. Yeah, on the negative impacts of hydraulic fracturing. These things naturally already occur. It's definitely, it has an impact, but not the impact that
they make it out to.
Yeah, because again, this is political. This is marketing. So what's the
agenda then? Why are they?
It's huge. Like for example, when they have this agenda of, let's say you heard about Saudi's going to run out of oil in 2025. This is being pushed subtly by the nations that are going to run out. So then you can start relying on them and investing in their infrastructure because it's dying.
Wow.
Yeah. If you corner a rat, all it's going to do is buy. Yeah. That's what it's done all by design. So all these things are there. This is what Allah provided for us. It's for us to extract and use in the ways that we should.
Do you want to hear something crazy? Not crazy, sorry. But something powerful.
Tell me.
Allah says in the Quran, إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها. So when the earthquake happens on the day of judgment, وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها, and the earth, it spits out what it was carrying.
Exactly.
What is it? What was it carrying?
SubhanAllah.
Scholars mentioned two things. Number one, the dead bodies will come out on the day of judgment. Number two, all of the resources and the wealth that Allah, the diamonds and the gold that Allah placed in the earth, it's going to come out on the day of judgment. It's going to spit it out. What the scholars took from this,
it will still remain until
the day of judgment.
Exactly. Wouldn't be spitting out if it didn't have any.
So all this battery and all of this
lithium,
all
these wars we're going to, Sheikh, all of us.
Yeah.
For these resources, right?
It's going to be there forever, inshallah.
Sure.
But also the interesting thing for me is that this whole like we're running out of energy and this that is what just sounds like kalam.
You know, I always say with everything, everything comes back to politics.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, everything is temporary. If today, like these Western nations, mostly, I mean, like democracies, yeah, I haven't seen a democracy in my life, but let's say a democracy. Today they say it's illegal for girls to be married at 16 today. In 10 years, they say, no. The age is now 21.
Yeah.
In 10 years, the age is 5 years old. Are we waiting for a man to come and say, this is the new moral, quandary, as Piers Morgan said, yeah? Or are we going to go for that objective? Yeah. And it's the same for everything, whether it's monetary, whether it's whatever it is, that's what it comes back to. Who are we listening to? Is it objective or is it subjective? And that's the bottom line. Because otherwise, you're just going to be following this boom and bust your whole life.
You know, on that, Sam, you just said something very, very. I just want to make sure I heard correctly what you just said. Just right off what I said. Did you say that America and China is decreasing in their energy production? Why are they decreasing? Because they don't have it? They're running out?
That's what they say.
This just blew my mind.
And China.
One second. This just blew my mind.
So there is an interview, actually, it's very long, of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He gave it in Arabic to Arab News, but they have translated it. It's a very long transcript, and it's actually a very good interview on this topic. Oil, production, economy. So if you actually want to understand the direction from the source, at least what they're planning to do, instead of seeing a reaction video of a US citizen of what's happening with Neon Project, go to the source and find out what's happening. Are they, so it's a lot of interesting facts he mentions.
I'm definitely going to check it out, but let me tell you what my train of thought is running with this.
Yeah.
So we know the whole LGBTQ thing, right? There's a political agenda behind it. There's also an economic agenda, right? It's a marketing campaign. $150,000 is how much these medical companies make on the back of every single operation that happens. It's 150K, bro. This is a high ticket product.
Yep.
And it makes sense why they were lowering the standard and the barrier to entry. No, kids, little 5-year-old kid can tell you I'm a boy now and I don't know. Right? Parents don't have the rights.
Exactly. You get arrested as a
You get
parent.
arrested.
Yeah,
No, let the kid have the surgery. You want to make my 150K.
exactly.
The product of the banks was the houses. So they can what? Sell your mortgage.
Yep.
Right? All these big things. Now I doubt all of these guys. Like what's the business model here? Right? The war in Iraq was done to sell something. Was it oil? So was it done for something? Was it for the military industrial complex to make money so that they can what? So they were Allahu Alam, but there was something there. Now I'm thinking that it makes sense. If the reason why these guys' production is low is because they're running out of these resources, they still want to be on top. So let's create another source of energy, solar, battery, whatever have you, to keep the Muslim countries or the Arab countries, whatever have you, at bay.
Not
So
just that, it alienates
It alienates
the people that are still
Using
producing oil.
producing it.
Yeah.
They still have it, but they don't care about the environment. They have to destroy the environment.
Exactly.
So even if they have it and they don't, you're not going to touch it.
Yep, because the agenda.
Marketing.
Yep.
But what you're going to use our batteries. And apparently that's
And we're using our oil. They're using the oil to create the batteries.
in the first place. So my point
It
is,
costs more.
what a marketing play.
Sorry.
We're gonna make your product look bad because it apparently harms the environment, even though their stuff harms the environment regardless.
Even though we're using your product to make our product.
That's crazy.
That's the biggest CMO move.
So should we, as in electric cars, what is it? Should we stick to petrol cars?
I'm always going to stick to combustion.
Yeah.
Electric for me is, I might be too
For
old.
me, a car
No matter
can't be
what.
electric. It has to be combustion.
Might as well wear a skirt if you're gonna drive an electric car.
There you go.
Crypto boys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, or be a crypto boy, and then you can definitely drive a electric car. They work well together.
Guys, let's go to the last story of the day, man, inshallah. This
Sure.
is something interesting. So, Carlson seems to like Pakistanis, man. Alhamdulillah. And, some interesting stuff is happening in Pakistan. But I don't know if you guys heard yesterday, there was rumors spreading online that Imran Khan was assassinated.
I
I
heard
swear to
so
God,
many
just
things.
today randomly I was looking up on ChatGPT. Wallahi, I didn't even know we are gonna talk about this. And I'm like, where's Imran Khan?
Oh,
Like
wow.
really, where is he? Because someone posted like how everybody seems to have forgotten about this
So?
guy, Haram. I mean, he was good, but I think he was too good for.
But I think,
For
you know,
politics.
as soon as the closeness started happening between like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Saudi, all these kind of talks started happening, then you hear all the crazy stories started like popping up. Oh, this is happening, this, oh, now they're not signing, oh, they're doing this, and this is going to be a catastrophe.
I mean, I was looking. I searched on ChatGPT, but they didn't give me a clear answer. Is he on house arrest or
So he's in jail.
he's
He's in
house
prison.
arrest?
No, if I'm not mistaken, he's not in house arrest. No, he's in jail. He's in jail, as a matter of fact. So basically, some rumors, they went wild yesterday online.
Okay.
And there was, I think, an AI image of him dead, circulating.
Subhanallah.
And it was not verified news at all. But bro, the way it spread. And I actually think, I was just thinking to myself, like, subhanAllah, like, who would originate a story like that now? Because in Pakistan, bro, if you assassinated that guy, bro,
Civil war.
yeah,
So,
that's not, it's just not the smartest thing to do ever. Do you know what I'm saying? But maybe it was a play to kind of like, now people want to see him, like, prove to us that he's okay. Because telling he's okay now might be incentive to put him out. But what I wanted to cover, because that's going to be a very intense story, and maybe we'll be able to address it in different episodes, inshallah. But Pakistan is basically a Marshal state, man. Right? It's not democracy.
So very similar to Egypt. Like
Yes,
the
military-
army
yeah,
rules
the
everything.
army.
Yeah, the army was everything. So, well, that's funny, man. Democracy does not work. It just doesn't work. And you even try it, like even with our people, bro. The army, and it's so funny. Bro. The army is so funny in Pakistan. No, we don't get more politics. We don't get this new general. Yeah, he's basically a chief marshal. So chief marshal is like the highest rank. So you don't have the military. You have the chief of the army.
no.
He's a chief of the army. And after this issue that happened with India, which by the way was intense, man, like Pakistan done a number on them. And especially because they attacked, like
Exactly.
The issue with
with India,
India.
they had a back and forth, in the summer. So he got given the title Field Marshal, and only 2 Pakistani chief of staffs, including him, ever got that title. So now what they've done is they've basically introduced a new post, right? which didn't exist prior, which now doesn't just place him in charge of the army, but it places him in charge of the army, the navy, and the air force.
To the whole military.
Wow.
He's the most powerful man in the country right now,
Inshallah.
right? He's the most powerful man in the country. And this is the angle that I want to take on. Because, look, I'm not into politics in any way, shape, form. And even personalities, I'm not pro them, I'm not for them. That's not my thing. I'm not involved, right? I'm a businessman. I think, for me, what's promising here is that democracy, at least in Pakistan, doesn't bring about stability, man. But having call it authoritarian rule, call it whatever you want to call it, bro, I don't care. But or totalitarian, like total rule come back down to one person, bro, that's better for the country because it stabilizes things. It stabilizes things, and the economy's in turmoil right now. You know, there's so much drama when it comes to democracy and all that stuff. I feel like this is going to open up business opportunities in Pakistan, man. I really think it is. I think it's an opportunity that's positive, that inshallah, if it brings about stability, like I'm only looking at it from an economic perspective. I don't care about the other angles right now, right? Because Pakistan's struggling right now, man. And we know that people, when they're in close to poverty, kufr is close, right? The Prophet taught us every morning to seek refuge with Allah from disbelief and poverty. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-kufri wal faqr. So economic situation, I think this is good. What do you think?
100% I agree with you, Sheikh. I think stability is very important, and I'll name the name, like one of the prominent businessmen here, like a local Emirati. He said, I like to invest in Pakistan more than India, is because there's no democracy. I said, how? There's elections, right? It's like, well, the army runs the country.
Yeah, he said that.
So it doesn't matter who is installed every 4 years or 5 years. I know there's stability. Things are not going to just like change. Even look at US, one of the, should be like the beacon of success for democracies, right? But one president comes, it's been happening since 2012, since Obama. Like they come and they override a lot of the policies of the previous one.
How do you progress?
How do you progress? So you're just fighting, and then the game here is the first term, you don't change a whole lot because you're not going to be re-elected, right? Then on your second term, you change a whole lot. That's why Barack Obama made LGBTQ marriage legal on his second term, not on his first term, even though he wanted to make it on the first term.
Because he knows I'm going out.
Yeah, going out. Yes, I don't care if I get reelected. There's no re-election, right? So the whole game is, and then you got 2-year midterm in America. So even in your 4-year term, you got 2-year midterms where the Senate seats and the congressmen, all these seats get. So you have to make sure Republicans win or the Democrats win if you're a Democrat. So you cannot be making wild, radical decisions. But you believe in those decisions, and those decisions could be actually right for the country. But you're not going to execute on those decisions because 2 years later there's an election and there's going to be a backfire.
Look, I just want to say something, right? Even though I want to be careful when I say this, so I hope people don't misunderstand the intent behind what I'm saying here, right? If you look, for example, at Bangladesh, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here, guys, right? If you look at Bangladesh, obviously there was the previous ruler, a lot of problems, a lot of issues with her, but there being one ruler did create a degree of stability.
A lot of people mentioned that, actually.
Right? So now, actually, Bangladesh is in a better economic situation than Pakistan in many respects. Like the currency and the economy is a lot more stable than Pakistan. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I was actually reading, because, previous episode we discussed economic discussions happening between Pakistan and Bangladesh now. Many would argue that Bangladesh is in a position of power at that table because they've got a lot more of a stable economy than Pakistan does. And possibly, could it be coming back down to the fact that there was a degree of stability on the back of there being one ruler? Put the ruler to the side, she's, stooge for India, whatever, kada. I'm not in support of her in any way, shape or form. But I'm just talking about the importance of stability, right? And democracy doesn't bring about stability. Then comes back down to something that some of the Salaf would say. They would say that having even a ruler that's oppressive for 1,000 nights is better than having no ruler for one night. Because that will bring anarchy. Everyone will kill each other.
I want to ask you here, maybe you can check if you don't know. Like when Hajjaj ibn Yusuf he was a general, right?
He was many things. He was a general at one point, but then he became the governor of all of Iraq.
Okay, so but when he was attacking Mecca,
yes,
he was a general.
He was correct, yeah.
Yeah. But even then, I read like Abdullah ibn Umar was actually going for Hajj.
Yeah.
He was not boycotting Mecca.
I found, yes, I vaguely remember that. Yes, correct, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
100%, exactly. Okay. Is anyone who wants to boycott Mecca? Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah. Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, people know the history. One of the most tyrant.
Bro, they lit the Kaaba on fire. They were firing catapults with fire catapults that had fire in them, and some of them actually
And they were the rulers.
burnt the
They were
Kaaba, bro.
on behalf of the caliph, right?
Yeah. And but bro, they killed a Sahabi and hung him outside the Kaaba, bro. But Hajj still
Abdullah ibn
happened.
Zubair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody called for. Abdullah ibn Umar was alive.
Yeah.
Subhanallah.
That time he didn't say, "Oh, boycott
100%.
the caliph, boycott the government, don't go for Hajj."
And nothing like that is happening. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly,
Nothing. You can't
alhamdulillah.
even compare like apples and oranges.
Exa-
We don't know our
exactly.
history. That's the problem.
You know, subhanallah, this is something I always mention, is that no one suffered more than the Muslims did at that time, and that was done on purpose, so that you can never come and say, "Oh, I'm going through X and whatever." And obviously, we're with all our brothers and sisters suffering, but in the end, we know if they do suffer to the worst degree, that Allah has something better planned for them, and then also for us to take lessons from going back.
You know, again, it's hard. I'm thinking about whether I should say this, yeah, but I'm gonna say it. It's coming back down to the importance of nuance. You know, you mentioned nuance at the
Sure,
beginning, right?
Wallahi, this is
So
the key.
Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, as wretched as he was, man, bro, and as bro, like he humiliated Anas ibn Malik radhiyallahu anhu. He branded him, bro.
Subhanallah.
You know, you brand like a cow, bro. You branded Anas ibn Malik radhiyallahu anhu, and the Khalifa Abdul Malik ibn Marwan sent him a tough message saying, "Don't ever do that again to him." Like, but he was out of control, man. This guy was what?
Out of control.
Out of control. He was out of control. Bro, he was killing Sahaba. He was doing all sorts of madness. Yet at the same time, it's also important to understand, yeah, that he was sent to govern Iraq. And Iraq was the place at the time where the Khawarij were coming out of, the Shia, bro. All sorts of stuff was happening that was completely breaking the Muslims, bro.
He has a famous saying when he went to Iraq. إني أرى رؤوسا حان قطافها. Basically, that I've seen
Your heads.
I've seen now heads that are ready to be.
Chopped. He said that the moment he entered.
Yeah.
So some of the scholars said that despite how bad he was, it was someone like that by Allah's decree was needed to put that region under control. I'm not saying he was good, and I'm not saying scholars were praising him, but he's just saying that region was so out of control. Bro, Muslims were just killing Muslims. You know, there was tribal wars.
Anarchy, as you said,
that Allah would have it through his divine wisdom that this person with all of his faults would have been fit for the job of taking that region and putting it in place. So I'm saying even sometimes it's important to look at things from the angle of Allah's qadr.
Exactly.
Yes.
Allah's divine wisdom of why certain people, certain places, certain situations are set up. Because sometimes people are just so government, rulers. It's like, bro, there's Allah above all of this, you know.
You don't know what you got until it's gone.
There's Allah above all of this.
I think every single nation that's gone through this turmoil recently in the recent history, you always have these stories of people looking back saying, "Oh, what, you know, anyone, Gaddafi, whatever, all of this, it was so bad
better.
and whatever, but you know what? It was better than now."
Saddam Hussein, bro, all the Chaldeans in Michigan, like, man, Saddam was so much better for Iraq. Chaldeans. These are Iraqi Christians.
Oh, what they called, what's it? Chaldeans?
Chaldean.
Chaldean. Okay.
Chaldean.
Kaldaniyin.
Oh, Kaldanian, okay.
Yes. So,
Chaldean.
so basically, they say Saddam Hussein was so much better for Iraq.
There's a very famous quote by Nicholas Nassim Taleb. He's a very smart Lebanese statistician and author, and he says the arrow of history is always upwards. So basically, what he means by that is that it's up and down, but the trajectory is always upwards. That means the times are always better.
Yes.
So you will always look back and be like, yeah, thank God I don't live in the medieval ages when you know
Have to hunt for it.
exactly. So he was saying it's up and down, but the trajectory is always upwards.
Very interesting. Well, Barakallah fikum, I think this was a very educational conversation. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I think it also shows the depth of our panel. I'm
Alhamdulillah.
very grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal to have
Allah fik.
had this discussion with you guys today. Honestly, this was good, man.
For sure.
Yeah, mashallah, you guys, I feel like on the previous podcast, you guys haven't fully brought
We
out.
haven't warmed up.
Today, man done his masters in friggin' energy. I didn't know that. Man's
Alhamdulillah.
authority on energy.
Alhamdulillah.
Should
But
write a
I
book
never
for
worked a day in it. in oil and gas.
I mean, you kind of gave us the green light, me and Sam, last time to sort of
Let loose.
Monopoly.
let go.
The real estate monopoly.
Like,
estate
say what's on your mind. Don't hold back.
Listen, man's not
So we didn't hold back. You hear that, crypto boys? Sorry, man. I just can't.
No,
help
barakallah
myself.
feek, man. Barakallah feek. Wallah, jazakumullahu khairan. And if you manage to make it to the end, inshallah, which some special people absolutely did, inshallah, subscribe, spread this around. This is a conversation we're trying to have for people. It's not for everyone. It's for our, brothers that are involved in these spaces, 7 to 9 figure entrepreneurs, investors, senior corporate execs, and the 10 figure guys. Inshallah, we're coming for you soon as well.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, we will coming for you soon. May Allah bless you guys, man, and protect you all. And like I said, we don't wish bad for anyone. We hope good for everyone. We ask Allah to protect everyone and to save everyone. Amin. Of course, not everyone will be protected. Not everyone will be saved. Some people, through the evil of their own selves, will drive themselves into, a bad place. But even that is going to be with the wisdom of Allah, right? There's a positive optimism.
That's it.
Stay optimistic. Stay paranoid.
Nuance.
By the way, they told me that book is not available in your region. I was like, damn, what did that guy do? I swear, I was like, the book is not available.
Are you looking at Audible?
Audible, yeah.
Yeah, no, you'll have to get the hard copy. It's not.
Really?
It's not on Audible.
Have you checked out Princes of the Yen? It's also not available.
No, it's not. But that's on my list,
Ooh,
inshallah.
that's a
we have a
powerful one.
solid conversation on that, inshallah. You know what? Let's do a book review on that.
Yeah, let's do that, inshallah.
Anyways, guys, with that, till next time, subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.